Here we are with another Saturday Night Live, November 7th, 2020. And today we give the floor to our special guest, Tatsiana. Hello.
Thank you. Hello. I'm really happy to be here.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay, good.
How you doing?
Good. Uh, Thank you for having me on. I want to say that the interviews helped me so much in my journey, and I think I can just help someone just like a fraction of that by paying it forward. I would be very pleased. So thank you, and
That's
thank you to everyone that came before. Because when the world tells you, everyone around you is telling you you're crazy and you're gonna die, it's really helpful to know that someone is experiencing these things that you are.
yeah.
You're
It's
not crazy.
the ignorance runs wild, just like what we see of what's going on around the planet right now.
Yeah,
Most people are in ignorance, and that's the choice they choose to live by. So we
yes.
can
Also,
help
we
them.
help each other. And thank you for being here, everyone.
Thank
Let's
you.
be the
Okay.
examples of setting the world into the path of Plath, you know, peace, balance, correct conduct, because what's been happening up until now doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't work. The road to self-destruction.
Yeah.
So you maybe you want to tell us a little bit about your background and
Growing up.
growing up, your diets and so on and so forth, and leading up to how you found this crazy group, this cult.
It is wild. Yeah. So I was born in Belarus. Actually, when I was born, it was still part of the USSR, and it fell apart the year I was born. And I was the oldest in the family. My younger brother, 5 years younger, in a very loving family, and we ate. I mean, our diet was like traditional Russian, like Slavic diet. Is like oatmeal for breakfast, something like this, and for dinner, always meat, like something on the side with that, potatoes, rice. Some has to always be something on the side. But my parents always made sure we had a salad, like a little salad. Our dad would always make it, and soups. Like my mom was a master of soups, so we would have those too. So a lot of home cooked stuff, but obviously very heavy. A lot of fruit, vegetables, a lot of potatoes. That's a lot in the Russian diet, and bread. Black bread, but I can say that it was quite natural there, all the stuff that we were getting there. So that was a good thing. But then as like Belarus started opening up, we also had a lot of exciting things like McDonald's open, and that was just because it was different. That was just the main attraction. And I remember I love, like, me and my brother loved Happy Meals and just jump for them. And I had my birthday in McDonald's, and it was just magical. And it's really wild. They really attract kids with all the slides and all this stuff. You get a toy. Yeah, but yeah, we had like a box of those of the toys that we would get from
Wow.
there.
Yeah.
And then like also a box of like the toys from Kinder Surprises, like we loved those.
Ah, Kinder Surprise.
You know?
So it was like a treat, right? All this junk food.
Yeah, yeah,
It was not a main thing that you ate all the time. It's just
No, it was not a main thing, but that was like our holiday thing that, like, I don't know, we were excited for. But we definitely had the home stuff, so I'm very blessed for that. But it was also, yeah, it was like it was a lot of eating, I would say. And then when I was 9, my family immigrated to Canada. My dad, kind of when he was back in university, he saw a photo of Niagara Falls, and he just had this feeling like, why am I not there? So he was like really young. He was like in his 20s, and then I don't know. Later on in life, my my uncle had the idea. He was a geographer, to move to Canada. He would study different places, and that was his idea. and we both applied to go, both our families, and for some reason my dad is the one that got approved and my uncle did not, families. So I don't know, somehow I guess in his early 20s the intention was set, so here we go. To like a brand new world. And to me as a kid it was very exciting. It was like I felt like we were going on just to a whole other universe. It felt so far away. I didn't know anything about Canada. I remember very vividly like landing and all the lights. It was all like a game for a kid. It was very exciting. And so I think we kept with the homemade stuff, but there was also a lot of very exciting things that we didn't have at home, like fruit roll-ups and like toaster strudels and pizza pockets. We love those. So a lot of this like junk was exciting because we didn't have it. But we also were having home cooked stuff and salads. I think fruits, they were there, but definitely the smallest part. And we loved candy. It was such a sweet tooth. And I noticed it's so natural for us to want the sweets. For kids to want sweets. We want the fruit.
Well, yeah, I think the junk food is not just sugar; it's also fat and sugar together.
Yeah, fat and sugar.
Or anything really. It's oily. Everything is
Deadly
oily.
duo.
All the candies are oily. They're not just sugar. If it's sugar, no problem. I think it's the combo is very obstructive and addictive, and so that's why we're attracted to it as kids. But the fruits, definitely, if you grew up on fruits, you're gonna love it.
The fat holds the sugar into the system much longer than it's supposed to be, and that's
Right.
where the problems come.
Yeah. But I mean, kids, they want sweet things. They naturally want the sweet, which is natural and beautiful. They want the fruit, right? But and we get into this addictive stuff, like candy and all this stuff. And cereals, we love those. Eat those. And I was always like a kind of like quiet, thoughtful child, and then I think when we came to Canada, trying to learn the language and trying to fit in with the new culture. I never really felt that I fit in at all. So I guess I'd hang out with other immigrant kids. But yeah, I mean, I felt. I think I felt. Sorry.
Were they family friends? The kids?
Yeah, family friends. We kind of hung out with like other Russians, which is typical. So we came to like this tiny town in Ontario, and or I mean, it's not tiny, but small, and like in the most affordable housing possible. We started off in the basement. Like we came with nothing, and we were getting like for first while we were getting like I don't know, equivalent of food stamps. Like as an immigrant, you get some kind of support. You go to these places and you get like canned stuff. We're getting that, and then people were very kind to us. They like donate furniture and food and like paintings. We still have some of this stuff. Like this is the couch that someone gave us. It's like ancient and paintings. People were very kind. Yeah, so we're there in this new environment. We came from we were in the capital city there in Belarus, and we came there. Yeah, and I think to me the relationship with food was like a bit strange. I feel like I was kind of trying to fill the void, like probably a lot of us are, of like the lack of maybe connection or something. My parents were working very, very hard. My dad working a lot, and I felt like they sacrificed so much for us, for everything, to come here, and it was like my job to like be really good at school, get really good grades. I put all my focus there. And yeah, I think like when I feel unfulfilled or like that lack of a connection, I would have cereal or something like this. My dad would have a phrase, "Oh, if you feel down, like buy yourself like a Snickers." And then later on in life, I realized that doesn't fix anything. Well, my mom actually would tell me, "You eat too much." Like I would like sweets, I would like baked things. She told me I eat too much, and so I know some people like Gino shared. He had the programming of don't leave till you finish your food. But this other kind of programming also didn't. I feel like it kind of backfires. So you eat too much, and I don't want to eat. Well, I'm trying not to, suppressing myself, but then just because I'm not allowed, it's like I'm pushed to like have it more. So I kind of.
Were you overweight?
I wasn't overweight. I was like, I don't know. I guess like everyone else, like regular weight. I was never overweight, but yeah. I mean, like felt weird about it. And I think, and also for women, we also feel with this. Oh, you're too big, too thin. You want to look like this. You want to look like the whoever. You want to look.
Nobody wants to hear you're eating too much. You just want to eat.
No, I mean, bless her. She was coming from the right place, but it's just the effect it had on me. It was my mind. Yeah. And I wouldn't say that shaped everything, but yeah. So it was like that, and I had I was really into the arts, and had big dreams, and I with my picture I won some contest to. And was like sponsored to go to university in Chicago, to art school there, and so that was I went accepted and went there, and I think that was the first time I was like away from my family, and it was like definitely like shock, and also I wasn't being told what to do, and I was, what do I do? What do I do now? And I kind of since like the university years, I stopped making meat for myself. Like I didn't really want it, and so I thought, yeah, like why make it for myself? I never questioned. I just ate what was given because that's what you're supposed to do, and my parents know. But then I didn't want it, so I'm not going to be like cooking like steak for myself or whatever. Yeah. It's just easier. Yeah. So it kind of transitioned from that. And but I also was like feeling more disconnected, and especially like in another immigration, a new environment in our university was it was kind of like disconnected. It wasn't like one campus, it was in the city, and also I was like really into my work and my being like I think on the quiet side, I was definitely felt like disconnected, and I think I was making up for it with food for sure. So I would get like cookies or whatever, brownies and stuff. But I was also like making stuff at home, like I was making stuff, soups and all this, whatever. And then, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't make it for myself then, but my mom, because that's like a very involved soup, but she's a master. Yeah, she's a master. It's a beautiful soup.
Soups are awesome.
Beet soup. Yeah, I love them. But it's funny, she's a master soup maker, but she would never eat the soups herself.
No?
I don't know.
How come?
I don't know.
She doesn't like soups?
Yeah, she doesn't want them.
She wants to spread the love.
Yeah, she spreads the love, that's what they do.
She gets fed, nourished, preparing them. She gets nourished.
Yeah, definitely.
What does she eat? Does she eat everything?
Yeah, but more fish. She's also been, I think, listening to me a little bit over the years and having less and less meat. Like very rarely she'll have it. She'll have like fish on the weekends. But yeah, during the week she eats very little, like smoothies, little snacks and stuff. She like quinoa. Yeah, she was minimal. Actually, she had when we'd have like a celebration, and like Russian celebration is also lots of food. There's so much And we have these like salads. There's mayo on everything. Like if it's not doesn't have mayo, it's not like food and it's not Russian. Like, so after big celebrations, my mom would say like, "Oh, it's like an offload day."
Russians have mayonnaise already traditionally.
Oh yeah, on their salads, like
Yeah.
potatoes and mayonnaise. That's what I remember. Like
Yeah. You know, maybe before tradition, like very traditionally, it was like maybe sour cream that they made their own.
Sour cream, yeah.
yeah. And then it became mayonnaise, like more modern, but
Easier to
traditionally
buy it.
it's fermented stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they ferment a lot as well, right? Lots of fermented.
Yeah, a lot of like
Dairy.
cabbage and things like this. Yeah, they do that.
Here.
Yeah, and my mom came from like a very rural like village. Like her grandma was the first in the her mom. So my grandma was the first in the family to go to school, be educated, and her family was all they would milk cows, and it was all just live off the land. It was very natural. But the things that are very like what we'd say obstructive foods now, like meats and potatoes, dairy, but because I think they were coming from the land, it wasn't as obstructive. I think they were able, because it was natural, didn't have all this added stuff. I think they were able to handle it better.
And I'm sure they didn't eat too much. Like today, people eat way more than before, right?
Oh yeah, that's not. Yeah.
3 meals a day, sometimes meats all day long. Like
yeah,
so unnecessary. And in the past, they didn't used to do that, right?
Yeah. But actually, to me, like so, growing up in Canada, me being the oldest, I would have to my responsibility to wash all the dishes after all the meals and all this cleaning and stuff. But to me, it seemed like we're spending like whole day. Like first, we're spending whole day preparing breakfast, and then we're spending so the same amount of time cleaning after it. I'm spending washing it. Then it's time to prepare for the next meal. start cooking that. It's already time, and then I'm like washing after that for the same amount of time cleaning, and then it's time to make the evening meal. To me it was like
Non-stop.
bonkers. There mmust be more to life. I think that was part of why I want to explore out of our town, and I wanted to see what else was there. But I also had the sweet tooth, so it's not like I was.
You had lots of responsibilities growing up at home, huh?
Definitely, and my parents worked very hard, and we had to, yeah. Or I did as the oldest and as the girl.
Yeah.
He always got away.
Yeah, he's younger and a boy. Yeah.
Okay, it taught, I guess, the responsibility, even though, we hated it.
It's good discipline. Good discipline growing up like that.
Discipline. It's a big thing. And and I remember I never liked oils in my salads. I said, please don't put oil for me. It was weird to me. But oil is good for you. Oil is good for you.
Oh yeah.
You need to have it. Eventually, I think I convinced. But to me, it felt gross. I don't want it in my salad with this fat. Why would I want so much fat? Yeah. And let's see what I'm going to say about that time. Maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, I mean, things were eventually kind of falling away from my diet gradually, I would say. I'd always have skin issues. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So when I was maybe early high school years, I had these what looked like mosquito bites all over my body. And I'd have them on and off maybe for months. And they're super wildly itchy and all over. And I remember I'd just be so shy to wear shorts in gym class. And I was trying to hide. And so they gave me cortisol. No one had any answers of what it was. And so I guess suppressive. So that was going on, I think, for a couple of years.
And you said it was itchy?
Yeah, super itchy. And yeah, no one never knew what it was. But I mean, yeah, we we have a clue a little bit.
You didn't get diagnosed?
No, no one had an answer. They just put the subscribe the cortisol, suppress it. Okay. And so it would go away for a little bit and then it'll come back and do it again. And I also, I mean, I didn't have like wild acne, but as any kid does, that age, I mean, I definitely did. And I remember I did the like proactive thing, all kinds of weird, and that has so much crap in it. And that was, I mean, I don't even know how long that was going. I had so many boxes of those things. Yeah, so it definitely like the skin thing was like a continual theme, and then that's, you know, it's a very good sign and like indicator for us of what's going on. And I think that's what it kept coming up, and that kind of kept me like asking like, why is that, why, like what's going on, kept me like being a little researcher.
Mhm.
And learning about like, oh, okay, eating more vegetables and more fruits. And so that was kind of like gradual thing. And I think as time was going on, I started working. So after studying big city, then I spent more time working in big American cities, like working super hard. All my time focused on that. And yeah, I think more things were kind of like falling away from my diet. But then there was also like there was like a feeling of like feeling disconnected, I think, from family and like love. And I think that definitely like my mind was controlling me and driving me crazy. And feeling a bit disconnected. So I think I was definitely using food as like coping mechanism to like fill that gap. And I think as like a lot of us are for any kind of addiction, I think we're trying to make up for the lack of connection. Or trying to like suppress those feelings. So like I definitely had like a weird relationship with food. I would I don't know, I could go just buy like a bag of like Hershey Kisses and just like eat those by myself, you know, or like cereal and eat a lot. So definitely not healthy relationship.
So binge eating.
Yeah, I would say, but like it wasn't extreme, but it definitely was there. Definitely
But
was
there
there.
were times where you would binge and then you would stop and then you would binge
Yeah,
when you get stressed.
it wasn't like a happy relationship with food, which I mean, a lot of people don't have. I think, yeah. But eventually, like things started falling away from my diet, and then I would intuitively. Then I went to work in New York. My professor kind of planted the seed in me. Say, if you want to do the arts, you have to go to New York. And I was interning there, then got a job there and was working. And yeah, I would kind of intuitively start doing eventually, like I would do like watermelon for like 2 weeks. I just eat watermelon in the summer. And that was beautiful. Like I was feeling light. That was amazing. Like I just could just move and it was beautiful. And I remember my roommate would make fun of me. He'd be like, "You're like a single-celled organism." And I'm like, "Wow, well, actually, yeah." Like I was tuning into something, you know.
What started you to eat only watermelon?
I, like feeling heavy, like feeling bloated and inflamed. I was like, something has to give, something has to change. Something has to go.
It's,
And I loved watermelon.
did you watch
No research or anything?
videos or stuff?
No, I wasn't like watching raw anything. Like I would just do this. I didn't really have time for it. I was a workaholic. Yeah, I mean, but there'd be those moments, but then I'd be working super hard. Like I'd be working nights, and then, and I was also, like just feeling really like super alone, and that was my doing. Like sometimes I would there were there were times, I mean, I would just cry every single night. Every single night I cried. I just felt like the loneliest person in the world. And that's always in our minds. And that was definitely my doing. I definitely didn't have anything like seriously wrong. But sometimes our minds can just, I guess.
That's amazing. It's good for you that you're realizing that there is something off and you're crying about it. It's not a bad thing. It really isn't. It's actually a really good thing because you're connecting. If you're just ignoring it and you're just living life and you're not happy inside, at least you're letting it out. At least you're showing yourself that you're not happy.
Yeah.
So you can do something about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I also, I wanted to mention, I never, like in school and always, I never really wanted to drink. I mean, I did try it when like kids were doing it, but I didn't like the taste, and I didn't like not being. I would say I didn't like not being like in control. But I think it was more about like you're not aware, and later on I realized it's the awareness. The more aware you are of the present, where you are now, the more you can enjoy, the more the moment unfolds for you, the more you enjoy it. So this like being away from like awareness, like I didn't like. So I never liked I never got into the bars, never like going to those and drinking. So, but that made more of a disconnect, I feel like, because that's what everyone else was doing. I always felt like different. But yeah, anyway, so in New York, I'd be like working nights, and then definitely got into bad practices, like have like energy drinks in the morning then, and then maybe get like pizza at night or something like that. I don't think that was like for for long periods of time. I wasn't like living off of that, but it was definitely happening. But I think what really started helping me live in New York was I found dance, and it helped me connect more with my body and with other people also. I think it's a really beautiful way to connect. I think it's a wonderful healing like modality. And if you're mobile, I really recommend to move. And if people say they can't dance or they can't move, doesn't matter like how you do it. You'll enjoy it either way. Like we are rhythm. Like our heart is a rhythm. And like eventually that kind of like became like spiritual practice for me, for sure. I mean, it's such a wonderful, I think, connection to the divine, to spirit, and through dance we kind of like it helps you like let go of the mind and connect to that space. And I also felt like I could connect with people more, because people weren't you don't put up like a story, a face, something you're trying to like, you can't lie like when you're dancing. And I felt like people were like being by themselves, and also dancers don't drink, so I felt better there, less weird there.
Yeah.
And it's not like I wasn't like totally not drinking then. I would still sometimes, like, I felt like the whole like work culture was around that, let's get drinks after work. And that was just like, so I was so not fitting into that. That was so, and I was trying my best. Like it was like, and I always looked young, and people would tell me, "Oh, you just look so young. You look like a baby." And I didn't want to. Obviously, I didn't want to look young. I want to be like everyone else. And it was actually kind of hilarious. Like I would try to smoke, and drink. And if you see pictures of me from that time, like I look so unhappy, like my eyes like have no life in them. I'm inflamed. Maybe sometime I'll share. So this has been like a long-term healing journey, of which I would say MFS was like the keystone. but this has been kind of long. But I thought I'd share just kind of where it was leading up from, because it definitely was not all flowers and butterflies. Yeah, it was tough times. And I think so. I think dance was like first connection to like something deeper, to there being something beyond like the material that we were all bouncing around in. So that helped me connect to my body and my senses, and eventually I was feeling the pull back to like being close to nature, and it felt like this was not my lifestyle, to nature and to family, and eventually got pulled back to Canada. And I feel like that's where really healing was. Like I was able to start healing and kind of come back to what I was like as a kid, growing up as a child, and the things I liked.
So what happened? You came back to Canada?
Yeah, so I came back. Actually, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so you moved your job and everything.
Yeah, actually, I was able to keep. I told them I wanted to move, and if they would like me to keep working, I can, and so they allowed me to do that.
Nice.
They appreciated what I was doing. So.
And you stayed with your mom and dad again? You came back home?
Well, my parents were separated, and for a while I was with my mom, then by myself. But it was really nice to be closer to them. I mean, really, I feel like, you know, all these issues that plague us, depression, and then all the like, the physical things also that trouble us, so much can be helped. And you know, all these, I don't know, kids now in psych ward or whatever else, so much can be helped by the environment, like being around just people that care about them. And if it's not the family, just anyone who does. Like love is really the main healer. That's really the only healer.
So you felt
that's actually what let's manifest. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So you felt much more comfortable coming back to your mom's?
Yeah, to being closer to my family, right? To your family where you feel loved, because I think I was definitely lacking a bit of love and nature. There's like two essential things, you know. If we can help people connect to those two things, I mean, so much just balances out on its own. So like being like that connection is really important.
Absolutely.
Very important. And I think like reconnecting to that really helped me. So so it kind of started a transformation, and I got into yoga, asana, and I just thought, well, I'm just going to commit, and I'm just going to do it every day. And I started by myself. I didn't even have, for like a year, I didn't have a yoga mat. I was just like practicing on the hardwood floor, just like use towels or something. But I just thought, I'm going to do this every day, and I'm going to see what happens. And that really allowed me to see like what happens when you put in dedication and just a little bit every day, and how you can see little miracles unfold. And so that was really wonderful. And like reconnecting with people here, and being closer to nature. I feel like it's very unnatural for us to be like totally disconnected from Earth, where you can't get to it at all. It's such a big healer. And so things were falling away from my diet. So when I came back, I then fish went from my diet, and I started listening to I got a few infections like 3 years in a row. I think it started back when I was living the city life. it was like a sinus infection. I flew when I was sick. And so that started off like a really, and then when I was in Belarus, it started off like a really, really bad sinus infection. And then I was on antibiotics there. They did like a scan and it was all like black here. And I felt like that never really cleared. I shared some of this. Felt like the congestion was like still always there. It never really went away. And then I think the following year, then I had some other infection. I don't remember where. And then back here in Canada, I was like stung by something, and I had this infection on my legs. So and again, antibiotics was like three years antibiotics, and I just thought like it's not supposed to be like this.
3 years you mentioned?
Yeah, 3 years in a row. Like I had like some kind of infection, and
for 3 years or different times?
Different times, like this.
But the antibiotics 3 times at different times, right?
Yeah, like 3 years in a row. But I was wondering, like, something is off, and especially this. So that last time, this was already in Canada. It got really bad. My leg got like really swollen, and I couldn't walk, and they had to do the antibiotics. They had to put it in my vein.
Is it the same leg that was swollen?
Yeah. Oh, wait, actually, no, it's not.
The other leg.
Yeah, it's the different leg. But anyway, so then I had like a, they give you like a take home kit of the antibiotic. That's like a antibiotic bag that was attached to me for 3 days. And being in the emergency room in the hospital for that, and then getting that bag that I was attached to. Someone said at the care center, it was like a community care center, and someone said, one of the care said, like, some people like live like this, they live with these.
IV bag, you mean?
Yeah, IV.
Yeah, and I just thought, no way, we're not meant to live like that. We're being, seeing all the situation in the hospital, just had and I was already, like, for a long time already, I was like looking into health and what is going on, and I just that had a really big, and I was looking how can I help people with that, and help myself, and but mostly, like, I just thought I was seeing an imbalance, and I thought this is not the way, and seeing all of that suffering, and then having this bag attached to me, and I thought, wow, like we have to live with this attached to us, that's like, we weren't designed this way. I wasn't like designed to have this bag attached to me. And so I was very living a very active lifestyle. Like, I would dance and running and yoga, and so those 3 days I was bedridden, and in pain. And I couldn't do much but research, trying to look for answer, what is going on. And I found somehow, I think maybe on Instagram or something, someone posted like Dr. Sadie's book or something, and I started looking into that. And he was a wonderful, wonderful healer. So I learned about like alkaline foods, what foods that are lighter on the body. So I printed it out, put it on the fridge, and I was moving more towards that. And I realized, so by that time, I think when I came to Canada, I was already like vegan, but I was eating a lot of fats, not because I was like sticking to some kind of like high fat ideology, but because fat tastes good. And so I remember I'd eat like half a jar of peanut butter a day, or like half
Wow.
half a jar of tahini. So I lived like that for like a year. Like no wonder I was got the infection. No wonder.
Well, yeah, what you're talking about in the hospitals, they say that a lot of people live like that. It just shows a level of humanity where we've gotten, and we're so full of caca. Like it's just the body's
I
so
mean,
overwhelmed, they can't get rid of it anymore. It's just completely backed up.
like, do you really need to be smart to know that you're not supposed to live with a bag hanging, with like a needle and a bag? I mean, come on.
The
Do we,
addictions
do
are
we
more
need to
important.
be smart? I mean, there is a little bit of light in each and every one of us, and we know it's wrong. We know the truth, and it's wrong. It's just amazing. Some people, would say absolutely no way that this is how I'm gonna live. I would say that, there are people, we are some of them, I would say absolutely. I'm going to look for an alternative. You can say whatever you want, doctor or not, but I'm going to look for ways that feel right, feel
Yeah.
true, because that does not feel true. You don't need to be smart. There is a little bit of light that will tell you that this is wrong. It's just wrong. And some people, I don't know how they can accept it. I think it's just they don't want to do any work whatsoever. They just gave up their lives, unfortunately.
But we have a lot of like ingrained in us trust in someone else to tell us to fix us, right?
Yeah.
And this is like a very deep programming. Like I realized when I started, like, then I got studying more. It's like I know nothing about this, about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we just, hey, something's wrong, and you go, the doctor will tell you how to fix it. They'll just give you. It's like we don't have that kind of like responsibility.
Yeah, I can see it. If we're tired, okay, sometimes if I'm tired, I would let go and surrender to someone else, not to God. Like, best, of course, is to always surrender to God, but sometimes you're just tired and sick of life or whatever, and you can surrender for a little bit to someone. But, the next day you wake up and you're like, no, this is wrong. I'm not going to surrender to anything but God. This is just wrong. I mean, at least that's me. I will not do it for too long. I can do it for a little bit, but not for too long. It's so wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So it got me like questioning more, wondering more, and researching more. I thought it was very interesting. Then I also had like, I was told that I was like low on red blood cells a while, like when
Anemic.
yeah, some time ago, and then my blood wouldn't clot well, things like this. I mean, I didn't do much about it. Then when people told me that, when doctors told me that, then I tried to eat meat. I remember for like this was like long time ago now, but I already hadn't been eating it. It was just so like, could not take it. I was like, no way, why do I have to eat?
So that's
Yeah, so it didn't last. I'm like, yeah, I'll just be anemic, whatever.
So first you were eating more like Dr. Sebi's kind of diet, and then you were told about the meat after that?
No, it was way before that. It was way before that, when I was living in New York. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, then already in Canada, then I was told I was like they found some like irregular cells or something like this, unusual cells, and I was already trying to look into like natural ways, trying to figure something out, and I went to a naturopath here, and they added they gave a lot of supplements. I mean, so many, like said you're low on B12, and like there's candida. They saw candida in the blood, and the red blood cells were like tight, whatever. And so I was taking a lot of stuff and I realized for a long time, for like a year, and then it was maybe even more than that. It was more than that, and it was a lot of things to take like twice a day, like a lot. So I guess then that the irregular cells or whatever, that eventually like that went away. So
Hello?
my like liver enzymes or something were high, it was showing that my liver is damaged. So I think probably from processing all that, I don't know, or also like, you know, emotions of the past also and all that.
Yeah, I used to have that too before. As soon as I started raw food, my liver. I guess that's when. Yeah, I don't think it has to do with the. It's just my body was coming from a lifestyle of abuse, really, binge eating and this and that. You know.
I was like I was so slowly, like with time, especially after like I think being like an environment that suited me more, like a lifestyle that suited me more. The binge eating went away. Like I think I stopped caring as much. Like I made sure I like put the scale away. I made sure I never looked at the scale. Like I decided, you know, like that the best way, and it was, the binging was like bad in the past, and I remember I'd have like I could have like a whole chocolate bar at a time, like to myself, like a big one, huge one, and then just feel so terrible after, and you know, and then try to not eat, and I realized that like restricting wasn't going to help me, was not helping, it doesn't work, and that I just had to allow myself to have what I wanted to have, and not beat myself up. So I think that's what helped me move through that, to stop being tough on myself. And when I choose to have some kind of experience, and I've chosen it, and then I deal with consequences. But yeah, eventually, so that started that phase was phasing out. Was
So it's still out. You didn't get that back.
you know, no.
Yeah.
So I think we talk a lot about like food addiction stuff. So I feel like I've gone through those experiences, and I'm not saying I'm past it. I'm some evolved, whatever. But it definitely helped me move through some of those things, because I had my share of it. So
right, and your food choices became much better, right? Which would lower your addiction in the first place.
Started falling away, just felt better and better. Then I learned about fruits, and there's such a thing as like fruitarians. Like what? Get back to where we were once in the Caribbean, and just saw such abundance of fruit, and I just in nature, and I just thought, well, this is where we belong. This is natural. Like it just felt so good, like eating fruit. So I was like transition to, and it was pretty easy for me. Like when I started listening to Dr. Morrison, he's such I just loved listening to him. I would just be washing the dishes, whatever. I'd play him, and you know, he's such a loving soul, and he just was like a magnet, just like pulling. And what he's saying just what made so much sense. And when you know, he'd say, like, okay, you know, I don't eat grapes, and it's like gone, and then I just didn't look back. So it was kind of like natural transition into raw, I would say, and mostly fruits for the, like, before MFS, it was like maybe like year and a half, at least maybe 2 years. It was mostly fruits for the week. And I mean, not even that much, but fruits. But the thing is, I loved my like fresh juices.
It's the internet connection is very good.
Is your internet connection looks like it's having challenges?
Sorry?
Or is it ours? Your internet connection, is it Wi-Fi?
Yeah. Sorry, am I cutting out?
Yeah, you've been cutting out a little bit.
Anybody has trouble
It's showing
as
here.
well, or is it just us?
Oh,
I think
It's us? Because it means Steve, right?
something's going on.
It's us, I guess. Steve, you said? We didn't hear.
You cut out. Did you move anything here? Hello? Can you hear us?
Can
Hello?
you hear us?
I can hear you guys. Yep. You're like freezing at some points, but now you're good. I think we got you.
I don't know, because we're not on Wi-Fi. We're plugged in. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's continue as best we can.
Okay, they say we're cutting out, but they are not. Okay, we just continue, I guess.
Okay, I got you. I started juices, but I wouldn't go longer than like 2 weeks, and I just loved that feeling of lightness, and I just felt so natural. But I think that's one article. Okay. Yeah, but I think the fresh fruit juices are. I think they're causing the fungal. Hit me until I found them a fuss, or you guys enlightened me to it. Found them a fuss was I was looking. For inspiration, who else was doing it? And I found some other person, and they were talking about how like if you are deficient in something, adding it wasn't going to fix it. I was like, and that I'm like, yes, that is exactly what I like feel in my heart. And I had a doc at that time too. I had a doc tell me I need to take an iron supplement. I was like low on iron. I just thought, oh, I would have to take this every day of my life. It seems like it's not going to solve it. I just didn't. Yeah, and so I was really like, I was researching because I wanted to find where do I want to go and learn. And I took I took a class at online at the like naturopathic school here, like human biology or something like this. I learned a lot there, but also I was feeling like that's something's not right because I mean, how can we ever really know everything that is missing and find, okay, you need exactly this, and something is out of balance here, and this is exactly what you need. The body is so complex, and there's the emotional level and the physical level, and energetic. There's so much going on, and I just felt like how like I can't take this authority to like combine these things. And I also saw how like it fixed the addition, fixed something, and then created some other problem.
The Luciferic intellect will convince us.
Yeah, but like I was feeling the pull of my intuition, And I think that's what pulled me to MFS, and also the desire to live in balance. I remember, so when I was, these things are falling away, and I like completely decided I'm like never, even for like social things, I'm not gonna drink because I don't want to. I'm not gonna pretend to want to. And yeah, and like all these things have already like gone from my diet. And I remember my friend would just ask like, why do you do this to yourself? Why do you limit yourself? Like, do you want to live forever? And like my answer was no, I don't want to live forever. I just want to live in balance, I said. Because like these places I was going into, I felt like I was becoming more in balance with nature, and the more in balance I was becoming, the better I felt. And it just feels amazing. And why would I want to go somewhere else? I didn't feel like I was limiting myself, or that I wanted to be some kind of like be on this rock for a long time. Like it's just that's a place that felt good, that felt right. And so I think maybe that answer so many years ago, that maybe set the intention of me then finding this way to live in such a beautiful way to live in balance, so in a way that you have designed for us. Yeah, so eventually I got on the group, and I think it was last summer maybe, and I wasn't kind of, I took a look at it, and I think I got the protocol pretty soon. But I don't know, I wasn't taking the step to buy the herbs. I thought and I wasn't like, I didn't dive in, I was peeking in. I was peeking in to the group. That was like very interesting things, amazing things happening. But I didn't like dive in. I was just kind of looking from the outside. And I thought I would, I'm kind of doing my own this juice fasting and then I didn't have the pressing need to try something else. But then eventually something gave me the push. Something gave me the push to do it. And I think like a lot of people, for a little bit I started trying just the juice. I wouldn't go for long. By that time I'd read Arnold Ehret's book on fasting, and that was just so inspiring to me. And and there he talks about like not going for too long at first, and all these things, like being
Transition.
Transition, yeah, do it gently. So I wouldn't go longer than 2 weeks. And also, I mean, I started fasting kind of like intuitively, but I wasn't doing the enemas, all that. And it was just a few months, I think, before MFS that I was starting to come around to enemas and started doing them a little bit. But, and I knew I felt lighter and better, but obviously like I didn't know what I was doing with fasting.
So where did you hear, I think we missed that, where did you hear about massive fast?
So it was another like person talking about fasting, another group. Yeah, so they had done it, and they like highly recommended. They said it was amazing.
And you joined the group?
Yeah, then I joined the group.
It took you a little while to look around. And
yeah, I didn't like dive in. It's just like curiosity a little bit. And but eventually I was like feeling the pull more, and feeling something gave the push, because I was being more drawn to like fasting state, I think. And what you were saying was making a lot of sense. But then I would tune into some of the Zoom calls, and people would be talking about how they don't like food. And I thought, oh no, I don't want to go into another food like thing. I want to have a balanced thing with food. But like I was listening more, and what you were saying is making sense. Like it just makes your soul, like when you hear the truth or something that has, a part of the truth, it just resonates. It just clicks.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's just like, you just know.
You can't deny it, huh?
You can't deny it. So yes, so I got it. I was like, what is this? This person's tapping into something, and this is like this is where it was rooting from, and it was it was rooting
Common
you
sense is
guys.
not common anymore.
Yeah, from you guys.
Look
So
around what's happening out there.
yeah, I started doing a little bit of pasteurized grape juice before I'd gotten the herbs, which is I know is a no. But I was liking that, and yeah, I was very excited. I got my herbs, and I think so. How I started off, I went to see Rana to get a colonic, and
I gave you some info.
and you were like, what do you mean you're just trying parts of the protocol? And because I was so like just like I would just be like intuitively trying these things, playing around. I feel like
Yeah.
some of us are, but I had but it was the day like I went to see Rana. I think it was just the day before I just got my herbs and I just had started drinking the tea. And Rana was like, okay, when you come home, you have the plasma pudding because it's a system. Had the plasma pudding, and I had like first like mucoid plaque release that day, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is for real. This is not messing around. This is not like anything else I was doing before.
And I think you were not on Facebook, right? When were you?
I mean, I didn't start commenting obviously because I hadn't started it.
Ah, okay.
I was there, but I didn't start commenting. And you said, please share.
Yeah, I think when you met me, you were you were kind of starting, maybe missing a little bit here and there of stuff, and then you started really doing it, right?
Yeah, it was really like just days difference. Yeah,
And you
with,
posted.
'cause I had just done the tea. Sorry.
And you made your post on Facebook.
Yeah, and you said, share. You said don't do it alone. And I probably I wasn't like big Facebook. I'm not a big poster or in a lot of groups. So, but you said don't do it alone, and that's so right. This is not like anything else of what we're this journey, and the support of each other is everything. It's just such a huge part. This group is amazing. At what you have done with it, and it's such a source of like plaf and the connection there is like such a powerful healing tool itself.
Yeah, Master Fast, it's the group is about really the sharing of the people, like everybody sharing their story because so many different experiences, and Gino leading it because of his experience. So that's the value of the Master Fast group. So many people doing very similar protocol and sharing experiences, and Gino leading. It really is powerful. It's nice to have a strong community like this. Yeah, it changed over the years, but it's I feel it's more focused now, which is very important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, and I'm so glad for the sharing that we do here together. I think it's really wonderful. So yeah, and so I started with 7 days. I decided I was going to do 7 days full MFS and then go into level. I thought I would do level 3.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually I think it turned into more like 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that first week, yeah, that was really intense. The first feeling of like feeling really empty. And yeah, that felt really unusual.
Have you ever fasted before that one?
Yeah, like I said, I was doing fasting and I was doing the juice fasting, but I wasn't cleaning out. I was moving it out. So as well, as well as the master fast system moves things out. And I had a lot of that fasting I was doing without enema. So it's just a different thing. I'm a fast system, like I say, it's like in a lane of its own. 100% when it comes to fasting. So I saw the power of that. I think like a lot of people do. But it was also, so that first week was a lot of like cleaning up like a lot of shit. And I just thought, why must I subject myself to dealing with all this shit for the rest of my life? Like, especially the first, you're just starting to clean out. It's such a mess.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of pain. I think I was getting my period, and there was this one moment where after one of the enemas, like I just felt such pain in like reproductive area, and I think it had to do with like the time of the month, and also something had just released, something that like wasn't, was there for a long time, I guess. And I was like a lot of pain and like sweating and just on the floor, and I realized, yeah, this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be an easy path. Sorry?
Within your first week.
Yeah,
Right?
within the first week. But that I was like that went away quickly. Actually, it felt like, pretty soon I felt like, okay, that had to leave, and I felt so much better after that release.
Then you did level 3 for, I don't know, 6 months or something, a few months.
For 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember after the 7 days, I thought, I don't know if I'm going to do a long one. Just that it was very intense. But yeah, I loved starting with the levels, with the level 3. It was such a nice balance. I so much looked forward to the fasting days, and
it teaches you a lot about food, about the eating.
It does. It does.
Teaches you a lot about the food being obstructive, like we say all the time. It's I remember you just said that that food, when you listen to our videos, it was too much for you, but then when you did the levels, you started believing that it's true, right?
Yeah.
It was too much for you to hear that food is an obstruction.
Someone is like food free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's saying like, I want to be away from food. And I remember once you were around, then that time you were eating once a week. And I remember like, I've just never heard that before. Yeah. Like, who's this person that like lives off of grape juice? That's wild. What? But yeah, as you start to live it a little bit, it's kind of like, okay, you start to experience for yourself. It's starting to make sense. So that I think the levels are a wonderful start to like the MFS, and I'm so glad I had that.
So you suggest people do that too?
100%, because especially if you're coming from a regular diet, it's such a sharp contrast for the body. And also mentally, like I had already had so many years of dealing with like food addictions and trying to finding a balance with food. If you don't have that, I mean, like finding, like going from eating everything three meals a day to nothing. Sometimes it's an extreme situation. You need to. It's the only way, and you need to. And you hope. But I just know from experience that finding the balance with food takes time and patience, and it doesn't happen overnight. So living on fields and then back to food,
absolutely,
really challenging.
Yeah, big contrast. And you already did some raw food and clean vegan eating for a year or two before that, so you had a little bit of experience on how to eat cleaner. It's not also, eating clean is not a big shock for you when you start eating. Some people who come from a standard diet to master fasts, it's a big change. So it's good to do the levels to balance out slowly, to learn.
100%. It's all about like patience and little steps. It's like, I think it's the only way we ever get anywhere and see any real change, like lasting change. That's what I found through my yoga practice. And I think that helped here. So that was sorry, go ahead, Gina.
Yeah, we focus on the fields. We do the things in the physicality, but it's only to support our focus on the fields. And because we live in the physical world, we have to work within this realm. But the focus is 100% on the fields. Um, we see most people put 100% focus on the physicality. And if you looked at MFS from the beginning till now, how we've shifted more and more and more away from the physicality because it's not important. Once you understand, everything comes from the fields. And everything changes once you start to gain that new understanding, and you will see things in a whole different way. And you will catch yourself more and more when the Luciferic intellect, what we call is the ego, comes in and starts trying to convince you of all the bull crap that you need this, that, and the other thing, and so on and so forth, and listening to everybody else. So it's all it all comes together through the experiences. As we move along with patience, persistent consistency, we start opening up in our awareness, because all the answers are in plain sight, and all the mirrors, everything we need to know about ourselves is within, and all that starts being revealed as we start purging the caca on all the different levels. It's it's wonderful that we had it. We can do it through the physicality, because
They're all connected.
over all those years, me searching and all these different types of mythologies and spiritual and so on and so forth, those protocols, or whatever you want to call them, are very, very, very challenging and difficult. Working through the physical, it's much easier. And after these 5+ years of people interacting with us and sharing, they've all agreed pretty much that this is the much easier way to work through the physicality instead of the other way around.
I mean, is there any other way? I mean, it's all connected.
Well,
You
there's
can't really
people who
separate.
do it, exclusively, for example, like meditation, 100%, putting a lot of effort in the meditation. But there's very, very, very small success rates going that route.
Yeah, but like if you do lots of meditation, you really have to find yourself. You'll find yourself fasting anyways, because you really
Well,
cannot.
if you start
Right,
connecting,
because
yeah, you're gonna the
what-
true answers will come out. But
yeah.
this is what I'm saying. It's much easier doing it through the physical. For
So
most,
it's.
most of
I
us.
feel that they're all connected.
Well,
I feel you can't
separate
separate
anything.
them.
You
You,
can't
you
separate
have to work together.
But because we're in this
physically.
realm, we work with the physical. So
But
let's.
it's also spiritual here.
Yeah, but we're working through the physical to connect.
Yeah.
When it's just like, the meditation is focusing a lot on the breath. So if you pig out, it's going to be very difficult with your breath work, because when you need to breathe more and it's going to be congested and so on and so forth, you go into fasting, everything opens up. You don't hardly have to breathe. Everything flows, and it's all presented to you very easily, effortlessly. So yeah, this is what I'm saying. Going down that route is much more difficult and very, very low success rate. The thing we find when people start purging, and their mirrors start coming up so quick, they're not prepared for making it a lifestyle. Most people are looking for an event to go to a circus and get entertained, some drama, and go back to their old ways. That's how most people take fasting. This is what I've watched for 31 years. Nothing's changed. Massive fasting puts it right in your face, really, really hard.
There's a lot of. I feel like there is a lot of mirror of truth to face, when you're doing the short ones, maybe more even, because you're gonna fast eat, fast eat, fast eat. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of truths over there.
Oh,
You
of
know?
course.
Whereas the long run, yeah, will show you truth, and you will observe. You become an observant rather than, like the, participating in the event, more like watching yourself. Um, and it's great, but if you're gonna eat again, you haven't really practiced.
Well, most people are going to eat again.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
key is, what are you going to eat?
yeah. The key is, are you gonna balance, both? Are you gonna balance both fasting and clean eating, of course? Um, you know.
Yeah, it's really all about balance. If we're forcing one or the other, like forcing the fast, forcing like longer than we can go, it's like you're pulling the rubber band one way, and it's gonna bounce back like the other way just as much. That's kind of what I learned with the binge eating. So you got to keep the rubber band like in the middle, so
Slowly.
Slowly
Keep it out.
stretching it out.
Yeah. So you slowly
Nice.
stretch it out, so
If you do it all on, bang. If you do it slowly, it starts working
Yeah.
its way in. Just like your flexibility. You can't do it all at once. You got to do it
Yeah,
slowly.
you can do it. You break yourself, right? You break your muscle.
Yeah, yoga, you can. You're not flexible enough. You have to practice, right? You can't just do any posture.
Absolutely. Yeah, ease into it, with patience, and
Consistent.
so the levels allow us to do that so beautifully. So thank you for that. I really, what I wrote within the group, I really think fasting, when there's this balance, like especially in the levels where it's like 3, 4, 5, like you have more fasting, but you have a good amount of like eating too. You enjoy both. You when you eat, then you go back to fasting. You're thank God, thank God for the plasma pudding, for the juice, and then maybe you want to experience some flavor, and you can enjoy that too. It really teaches us balance in the levels there, and it was but even though it's gradual, it really started to clean me out, like really. Pretty soon the enemas got so much easier. Like first it was like torture. Torture, and I was like, why am I putting myself through this? Why can't I be normal like everyone else? um but yeah, then I saw that, like I saw it very quickly, how like every time the stuff leaves, you just feel so much better. I mean, it's like the feeling is undescribable when like these obstructions leave. You feel the uh Ariel's like formula for yourself, because you realize it's not meant to be there, and it just gets easier the way when you're cleaning out. It gets easier to clean out.
Have you done kolimas or just enemas so far?
Yeah, Kolims. So once the
You do.
lockdown happened, I couldn't go to you for colonics. So I thought I have to do something. I got the Kalima for my birthday.
Yeah, it really helps to wash
Yeah.
thoroughly.
Yeah, and I realized that's so key.
So what
Which a lot of fasting you overlook.
you decided to go for how much, 70 days or something?
Yeah, I went for 72 days. I just want to say one more thing about levels that I like. They're really effective because like eventually I started I'd have avocado, and then I'd feel it next day. I feel like congestion in my head. So like, and then it got to a point where I was like, okay, I don't want to go through that experience again. Okay, avocado tastes great, but I don't want to feel that congestion.
Oh yeah, the fats are very nice tasting. Very addictive. I've eaten enough avocados, believe me.
Yeah, but it just so you see, even on the levels, how that's my body has to do a lot of cleaning for me to feel that. I was
Yeah.
eating avocados freely before them, and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So very effective. So yeah, then I felt the pull to go into longer. I felt like I was like, just I don't know, when your soul tells you it wants to, it just wanted to. And I was thinking for about 40 days, And that's what I did. But then that's when I started seeing the reaction opportunities, healing opportunities. And I remember I spoke to you guys. I thought, okay, maybe we should
You liked it. You can
let the body sort it out. Oh, I loved it. I mean, it just feels incredible. It's not. It's beyond words.
Yeah.
You just.
I think at the end you couldn't drink so much, so we said, you know what, just stop.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, you couldn't drink enough.
Yeah, and I really started seeing some of the things in like 40 days. So I had this. So I had the biggest thing was my breath, which I think, even though it's not so obvious, is like huge life change. It's not so visible, but I had forgotten what it felt like to breathe easily, honestly. So ever since that sinus infection so many years ago, really had been locked in it. And so all this mucus started coming out. It started dripping out every single day, so much, by around like day 40. And I mean, all this, like all of a sudden my breathing started clearing out, and I just breathed completely anew. And I was like, oh, this is what it feels like. Like new areas of my face were being exposed to like oxygen. And
Those
here,
smells you were smelling,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I mean, I could already smell pretty well as I was like moving into the master fast. I could smell like the people's laundry detergent and sunscreen, like
Oh yeah.
football field away.
Wow.
There was like spilled like gas in the basement. I can like I just feel this is sunset everywhere. But this was an even like new like level of experiencing breath, and then so while I was in my MFS, I read the Man's Higher Consciousness, and that really showed me the power of the breath. That all our health depends on how clean the blood is, and the blood is being cleaned by the breath, basically.
How clean the lymph is. The blood is the sewer system. It's always going to have waste in it. Yeah, if the lymph
fluids,
is
right?
clean, the blood will be clean.
The fluids will move through.
How clean? I mean, it can be very, very dirty. It's the sewer system, but it can be very filthy, or it can be a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah. So you look at the lymph.
If the blood's dirty, the lymph's dirty. The lymph is our energy system.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't feel good.
Yeah, right. So
Ain't flowing.
I mean, really, like the lungs are like our biggest. They take up the biggest part of our body. We're really. I mean, so we cannot eat for so long, and we can not drink for so long, but it would try holding your breath for like a little longer.
Right.
Yeah, like the lymph fluid, it should be like water, but somebody who's eating heavy, it's very thick. The stuff that comes out of the pimple, that's what their lymph's made out of. And how's that supposed to move? It ain't move because it doesn't have a circulation system like the blood, right? The blood has a circulation system that's driven by they say by the heart, but it's not by the heart. It works through the plasmatic motion of fields through the breathing and so on and so forth. But so does the lymph system work that way,
right? The blood.
So does the lymph system work that way, but only if it's in a clean state. When it's plugged up, you got to move to get the lymph system moving. You got to really move. But if it's in a clean state,
Without moving,
you're in a very, minimal clean eating lifestyle with lots of fasting. Just your minimal breath work will move the lymph.
Yeah.
And it'll move very easily and efficiently. That's why what do you hear everybody saying when they start living and loving it for a while and start doing the longer ones? Sleep goes down, energy goes up.
Yeah.
It's no food. It has
Yes.
nothing to do with the food,
Yeah.
right? It's it's very very basic common sense when we look at it. We've been taught that the blood was the feeding
Energy.
system, right?
Mm.
And if you really pay attention and look at it and analyze, not overanalyze, but just look at the basic concepts of it all. The blood cannot be a feeding system. It just can't be.
I wonder how blood transfusions, uh,
Right.
can be.
It's done through stimulation.
Mhm. But it's the sewer
Stimulation.
system from one
Without a
place to
sewer
another.
system, you'll be dead.
It's the
That's how
sewer.
essential
Yeah.
the system to remove waste is in the physicality. You need that system. It's essential, just like you need the feeding system. You need both.
Mhm.
So we work with them as best we
But
can.
like, I mean, you're moving sewer from one person to another.
Yeah, and exactly. That's where we carry the emotion in the bloodstream.
Yes.
People who've had blood transfusions, so on and so forth, they start picking up
The
different emotional
emotions.
traits and so on and so forth. Even when
I mean,
people get organ transplants, that's even more so.
it's someone's DNA in your body. Like it's if you think about it, it's like part of you.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Definitely.
DNA becomes part of you.
Yeah.
We have
Wow.
the universal blood, which is the ocean water,
Yeah.
and it's in a well, at one time it was in a pristine state, and I don't know now.
And they used to
It's-
inject that, right? They used to inject that, right?
yeah, Quinton,
Transfusion.
Rene Quinton, we talked about him before.
Mhm.
But yeah, even if you go today in the deep sea, far away from shorelines, and you go down a certain uh, amount of feet, you're still going to pull out a very pristine, clean water because it's a living entity in it, and it's continuously keeping its balance and its cleanliness as best it can, even though we're bombarding it. I remember a friend of mine, when we were on the ocean while he was out east, and he went with a fisherman out into the sea, into the ocean, and to collect some ocean water. And they tried taking samples from different levels, and once they reached a certain level, and the water came to the surface, everybody's eyes were like in shock because it was like a crystal that came out. They said it was just a completely different state than the higher levels.
Mhm.
And they couldn't go any deeper because they ran out of length of hose. But there's certain levels that you go down, then you can get amazing, beautiful crystalline water because it's basically liquid crystal. Um,
Amazing.
it's the lifeblood of the earth.
I'm sure the creatures are taking care of all the toxicity that we
Everything
bombard them
is
with.
perfect design.
Yeah,
You
I feel
can't even
like-
imagine how to understand
mean,
it all.
under honestly under the water is very. It's another world. It's a completely different world.
It's a different universe.
Like if you do scuba diving,
Oh yeah.
you'll be absolutely amazed. It's like different animals, different everything is different. It's water. It's not air. Yeah.
Yeah, but man, we've done an excellent job at destroying and polluting the whole planet, man. We couldn't have done any better than that. What we've done.
It's okay. We were created that way.
So now it's time to.
Everything was in the plan.
It's time it's come to change it.
We came here, I believe, to wake up.
Yeah,
You know.
we gotta get. I don't know what's the word to use, man.
to show our potential. I feel we came here to show our potential.
Definitely.
Empower people to throw their masks in the trash.
One person on mask. Yeah. Yeah, it's really about empowering. I think that's what MFS does so well. It gives
There's people within the group that are believing that we need to wear masks, and I don't know why they're in the group. they miss the whole new understanding about, being responsible for yourself. And we're truly the only ones who can take care of our own health. Nobody else can. It's all comes through the soul, through the fields. And when you are given that responsibility to somebody else, you've missed the whole boat. I don't know. You missed.
Yeah, but people are just complying to the authority. Okay, they don't want to fight. They don't. They feel it's polite not to stand up. That's how I feel. The majority of people
It's
are
not
nice.
polite to be enslaved. No, it's not.
Yeah, but they don't know they're going down that path.
That's a different story.
Because when you live in a city, you're told what to do and what not to do, and you've been doing it all your life. You're just complying to what.
Anyway,
You know what
Tatiana,
I'm
let's
saying?
continue with
I'm just saying,
your
I mean,
experience.
it's good to talk about this. It's a part of our lives. So we understand it's okay, but I'm not just gonna wear a mask. That's simple. I was actually kind of scared today, going to the subway and being the only one who's not wearing a mask, and seeing some videos where people are fighting people who are not wearing masks. But as I said, the majority of people are nice. The majority of people are nice, and it's okay. It's okay.
I saw one person without today, and it just gave me hope. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Where?
Farmers market, like there's a.
Yeah.
It's outside. I don't know, but everyone's wearing them. Well,
There are people like us. There are many people like us. And some people are just complying, and it's okay. They're not bad. Yeah.
It's always in history the people who complied were the problem, not the people who didn't comply. The people who didn't comply are always the freedom fighters.
Yeah, and how do you help them? Be the change you want to see.
Exactly.
As simple as that. Go out and don't wear a mask if you want to see a change, and don't wear a mask. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
So you went through you
decided breathing, which is speaking of breathing, which is being suppressed by these things. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Gina.
You decided to do 40 days, but then you continuously extended it.
Yeah, continuously extended. And Gina's okay, go for the divine 9 or 72. Okay. So. My brother's like, you're never gonna break it. You keep saying you're gonna break it, you're not breaking.
Because so much is going on and it feels great. And
yeah, you kept going. I remember.
The thing is, what happens after if you've never experienced it? That's the challenge.
Yeah.
Where everybody's gone down, paths that getting themselves in trouble, which is not pleasant to watch people go down. Yeah, I can handle it. Yeah, okay, sure, you can handle it. Yeah, get throw somebody in a Formula One car and let's see if they can keep up with anybody else first time. Good luck. You end up in the wall.
The real insights have really come after the fast.
Yeah.
Real learnings. But I kept having these like healing opportunities, and I thought, well, this is the best way for the body to work them out. But I can go on infinitely, infinitely. So, I wasn't looking to go for like huge marathon. I know I want to balance, and I understand why you guys always say, take your time. Take your time.
Did the healing reactions towards the end when you broke it, were they much less?
No, I'll tell you what happened. So I realized the tongue, so I was having these like boils on my tongue, but then I was doing more reading in the group, and someone posted that like our tongue, that could just be a very flexible tongue, and it just looks like that when like it's like lower down. So maybe that's fine. But what did I have? So so it's all the mucus coming out. There's all the mucus. And then I should have mentioned, so like 6 months into going raw, I had like full rash, body rash, like bumps again, wildly itchy for 2 weeks. And so I had that then on MFS again. So I definitely have a lot of the kidneys and skin stuff to clean out. So that all has to come out.
Mhm.
So no surprise, no surprise there. No surprise there with the history. So yeah, then I had that, and I think that was like towards the end, and it could have started when I started eating. I'm not sure. It was like towards the very end. I also had like 2 weeks of like wildly itchy. I remember I was like, when this stops itching, like I'm never gonna complain about anything in life. I'm just gonna be glad that like I'm not itching, because it's just like it's like so torturous. But
Not fun. It drives people mad.
yeah, even though it's like a silly
How
thing compared to what people are dealing with. But
did you
anyway,
use anything to assist you
um,
for the skin?
I did like peppermint really helps cool it down. Peppermint essentially.
Did you use any turpentine?
Oh yeah, and I started doing a little bit of turpentine. Yeah, thank you guys for so much for
Yeah, I
your
love it.
support. Yeah, that really helps. Um, yeah, that and I don't know. I just have no words for the fast itself. It just has to be experienced.
Mhm.
It it's such a connection with your soul, with the universe. I just kept wanting to be in nature more and more, and felt so much more connected to it. And you know, when fasting, a manifestation is like instant almost, if you're focused and you really gave the details. And that's really incredible. I just felt so, I mean, everything that people talk about, I felt so energized throughout the fast, and especially dry fast, you sleep less, you know, and I realized that we're actually resting from food versus food giving us energy, or drinks. And yeah, so towards the end, I was loving the empty feeling, and was having trouble drinking all of it. I was getting to like under 2 liters, and I realized, you know, it wasn't even conscious that I started taking less plasma pudding. Like I was doing like a teaspoon or something, which is like way too little for what was going on. Yeah, and then I broke the fast with watermelon, and felt fine. And so my plan was to go into levels. It was gradual. And I was keeping my meals like very small, fruit, just like mono fruit. And that felt okay. But then I think we went away like camping, so I had to do like maybe like 4 days, even though it was minimal, 4 or 5 days eating in a row or something. For the, but yeah, then I was getting the swelling in my leg, and I realized now that was all because of the food. So that was probably too much eating in a row.
Mm,
It depends also how.
I mean, it could be something coming out. Could be something out. But I have so I can tell you what happened later on. So then I was having like the last, like a month ago was like full moon, and I was having the really deep releases. Like I was starting to see like like big parasite, you know, like um big parasites. It was like, start. I feel like, you know, I was already off the fast. So now I'm 10 weeks since I've um, stopped the long fast, but it's still so powerful. It was getting more powerful, actually, the releases.
Yeah, you just keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
and so yeah, and so what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? So my closest were really, you have to eat. Everyone's telling me you have to eat more. You know, it's like, especially Russian culture is just not understood. Like you have to eat. And I lost a lot of weight. Like right now I'm like skin and bones. I think I have something in like my face, but I was like 38 kilos, or maybe even less. Now I stopped measuring. But anyway, so I let fear a little, and people get to me a little bit. And I looked at and I thought, okay, I can't get thinner than this. Then my closest are going to send me to the hospital, and I probably wouldn't blame them. And I thought, okay, so, and I thought, like, I don't have to go so extreme. I just start eating more. And the thing is, so with insulin, I wasn't being so much drawn to the fruit. I think because the juice is very sweet. I wasn't loving. And then I yeah, I wasn't. I was just, after the long fast, you're just not. I was not loving the food, and I remember. So I looked at like pictures of like raw food restaurant just to make sure that I'm still like normal, like I can still like go back to quote unquote. And it just, I didn't want any of it. And I just thought, okay, I have to like I have to balance out with eating and fasting, and I don't have to go so extreme. And this like weight loss and whole process can be more gradual. And I thought I have to find something that I like to eat, or like could enjoy, and like relax. Let's gain some weight.
So what are you doing these days? What level?
So the 4 or 5. But so that week, that was like 2 weeks ago, I guess. So then I had like, I combined like from 3 days from the 1 week and 3 days from the other to do like 6 days of eating. And I got durian. I thought you guys like,
It's heavy.
it's been talked about, like if people eat it, I don't know, that it's fine. And I thought it'd be fine. I thought, okay, I'm not really enjoying fruit. Maybe I'll enjoy durian. I hadn't had it like so long. And I didn't have so much, but yes, but I had it so for 2 days in a row. And then I had this seaweed. I was having like seaweed in the evening because I wasn't really feeling like I wanted to eat greens. But I thought, okay, I used to love seaweed. Let me have that. And so that was when I first started to have my first greens.
What kind of seaweed was it?
I got different kinds. So I got like nori and whatever they had, dulse. I know, but I soaked it. I thought well. I thought I soaked it well, but I guess not.
You got to rinse it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I rinsed first. I rinsed, then I soaked, but I guess not enough.
Yeah, it's
And I
fine.
think by the 6th day, I was like eating too much.
Yeah.
By the
Like
6th day, I was
6 days in
eating
a
too much.
row?
And just So I was like, okay, like I have to. I thought I have to have to gain weight. I let the fear get through, and I thought I can't go under for. I have to go up to 40 kilos. I like. Because it was more about like I didn't want to put like my people that are worried about me. I didn't want to put them through.
I know.
This is the challenge with long fasts.
Yeah.
When somebody loses weight very quickly and a lot, it just shows they need more fasting in their life. And people interpret it all backwards. Society interprets it all back because they don't have a clue and understanding of what fasting is and how the soul works through the physicality. Once you start working on fields, the body's going to let go of everything it possibly can that's obstructing its function on the physical, mental, and emotional levels. So if it has to go to skin and bones, it will go to skin and bones. And a few people have gone to skin and bones. And some people that once they've broken the fast, even a long one, the MFS, they still were losing weight because, what we talk about is when you break the fast, it takes at least 1 to 2 times the length of fast for the body to re-regulate itself. And there's lots going on, all the weaknesses come to the surface, all the mirrors come to the surface. And,
I think,
we try and put our intellect in the way. I need to gain weight, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can force yourself to gain weight. It's not going to be any healthy weight. It's just going to be more obstructions.
If you gain weight quickly, it's going to be not a
It's
healthy weight,
obstructions.
that's for sure.
It's not going to be healthy weight.
Obstructive food is going to make you gain weight, but you don't want that. And it's going to make you gain a lot of water weight because you're going to be thirsty, because it's going to be dehydrated. But what I would say,
salt, oil, and fat.
The reason I also don't like long fasts so much anymore myself is because we lose too much. I lose. If you make me do another 108 days right now, I'm gonna lose much faster than when I eat. So having this little break helps slow down the transformation. You're still gonna lose by 108. Maybe I'm like I'll be maybe 5 kilos more than if I did just 108 days of full master fast with no breaks.
Yeah.
But if I do it slowly, I would lose, and eventually maybe at the I would lose everything just like 108 days in a row. So the reason it's not nice to lose too fast is because for you, you're not gonna accept it for yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror, because it's so fast of a transformation, and
Mhm.
your family is not. That's even worse. It's they're not gonna accept it, and your friends too, and whoever knows you before and after. They're not gonna like it, and they will make you feel uncomfortable. And you look in the mirror and you'll be like, "Yeah, they're right. I am very small." You will weigh yourself. Yeah, I'm very small. So that's another reason I prefer not to. Give yourself time. Yeah, sure, lose if your body has to lose, but at least you're doing over a long time. You're getting used to it. Your family and friends are getting used to it. So right now, they just have to get used to it, to you this way. They have to get used to it this way. And in terms
I
of
don't care, honestly. I don't care. It was just, yeah.
but they have to get used to you, and you have to get used to yourself, and then
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're different now, you really have
That's,
changed.
yeah.
But in terms of food, I would say, like what I would do right now, is a meal of fruit and a meal of vegetables.
Yeah.
I enjoy them.
Yeah. I
How much, how
I know
little,
what I have to do.
you know, you know,
Everybody needs to choose the level of obstructiveness they can enjoy.
Yeah.
and
If it's too much, you're not going to feel good,
it, yeah, yeah.
right?
For
So you have to balance that out.
I don't know how much you're eating, but when I eat a meal of fruit, it would be like three, four apples. Yeah, nice, medium, small, medium apples. Three, four would be one
But
meal of fruit, and then vegetables. I don't. I let myself eat. It's okay. If how much am I gonna eat? I can only eat so much because I have been fasting for 5, 6 days. So my body is only gonna eat so much, and then after that vegetable meal, that's it. I don't want to see the food, because if
yeah.
I see it, I'm gonna eat it. Because somehow, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna fast again for another 6 days, and let's eat more.
Yeah.
No,
No.
don't eat. Just finish.
I
Stop there. And the extra food, I don't want to see it. I give it to people.
I don't really, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't really care about the weight loss thing like at all. Like I feel amazing. And I think if those people criticizing me could feel how good I feel, they wouldn't bother me.
Yeah,
If they could only feel, it was just a little bit. That's when I had my biggest lesson, or one of the biggest after that, after that period. So like by the end of the 6th day night, like I just like blew up. My legs like, like blew up with edema, and it was like, so now then I went backed up into full MFS, and now it's like the 10th day since I ate, and it's just now I'm like waking up with like not a puffy face. Congested and like just
so
super
now
dry nose, like I was writing to you about.
you haven't eaten for 10 days now?
Yeah, MFS. Because I thought, okay, I'm not eating again till it clears, and the whole ankle, like the edema. Also, that was edema starting off when I started eating. With
Yeah,
maybe it was too close together days. I don't know, but
it's always the food,
You've
Tatiana.
always the food.
Always the food.
well, it's not
I'm not.
always the food.
I'm
It's
not
also
stopping until it clears.
all the medications that
Obstructions.
you've been doing over the years. That stuff takes a long time to come out. That
Absolutely.
doesn't come out very quickly.
Yeah.
Takes
Yeah.
a long time that stuff to come out.
Oh
So
yeah. This is
that's
gonna be a long process.
yeah. This is why for most people it's prudent to start on one of the levels instead of jumping in a long fast and then going cuckoo. Start on one of the levels, live it and love it, enjoy it. Learn to fast, break your fast over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So you gain that understanding. Jumping in a long fast, and yeah, you're going to have miraculous things happen, but the understanding will not be there. Everybody has shown us that's the case.
When I say it's
Is the
always the
fast?
food, I mean it's always the food when you're eating,
Yeah,
but when you're fasting, yeah, it's not the food.
but she just came off a long fast. She's still in the breaking the fast mode.
Yep. So the body is more gonna be in shock when you eat than when you eat on a regular basis. It's
No,
more
I'm 100% that was because of the food, and but it's just it gave me my biggest insight. I'm very glad for that, for this experience, because um like, so I understand what salt does. Like I see it from like experience. Like for example, like when my grandma's cooking, she's making like zucchini or like some kind of squash. She's gonna fry it and she'll put salt. She says, "Oh, you see, you put salt so the water exits, and then you put it on the frying pan." Right, so like obviously, yeah, like, you know, it lets release the water, dehydration, you know, makes sense. And then all my teachers, you guys, all these people, you know, they'll say salt, but now I've experienced it for myself what it does. Like, and I don't want it. You know, I
Exactly.
don't need to question. I've experienced, and same with the fat. You know, that was too much. It was too much, and and it's also, it's not because like I wanted to eat that way. It's like I let the fear get to me, I think, and I didn't wash well enough. But I'm so glad to know without question. And I thought, yeah, like, you know, my kidneys, my body was just in uh,
sensitive.
cleaning, you know, they were working so hard, and then I gave my kidneys this shock, and I'm like, of course they're pissed off and they're gonna like collect water. But then the next day I thought, you know, they're not pissed off, they're actually serving me in the best way possible. It's protecting itself from what I have put into it,
Giving
right,
feedback,
with water. Sorry.
feedback,
It's yeah, I mean,
gentle feedback.
it was doing the best thing it can for me, which is to protect itself with water, for coming from such a shift, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then slowly, like, the realization sank in, like, okay, we're a team. Like, my kidneys and I were a team, and honestly, I felt like I betrayed a friend, you know, unknowingly, because they're working for us. You know, our body is working for us, um, and it has been this whole time. You know, that we've been dealing with these things, um, the binge eating, the whatever lifestyle we've been eating, the emotional, all the emotions that we've, you know, that we've experienced. Like, they've been nonstop processing these, trying to process these things, and working through. They're working through us. So it's really about working as a team with our body.
Absolutely.
And I had this realization, you know, we're like in this together, and I don't want to betray them again. I don't want to cause them pain again. So.
100%. When I used to break long fast and it was hard as well, um, I used to say, my body cannot trust me anymore, because I am abusing it. And when I get back on a fast, my body doesn't want me to, I end up breaking. And I'm like, that's because, I have to build the trust again. And I have to tell my body, it's okay. I'm going to take care of you again.
Yeah,
You have to build that
build
relationship
that
with
trust is a
yourself
big thing.
again.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, so it's faith, keeping the trust and that everything is okay. I have everything work together in harmony. It's really we don't learn this. We grow up kind of abusing ourselves,
We
punishing.
grew up, yeah, learning like body hate. I definitely had so much of that. You know, I want this, to be different, or this, and not really relating and connecting to it. But this really, the temple of God is really within us. Is really within us. Master Fast shows us that, and that is the first place we clean our temple. You know, so that God can be present, and it's the experience of MFS has shown me creation, like taking place, blooming, you know, and shown me the way
Yeah, it shows you that there is a
for
way.
us to get out of the way, and how it out of the way, and it just blooms, and it's been such an amazing experience watching that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It shows you that it's possible. Yeah, you never give up. There is a way.
yeah.
You just have to commit to it.
Yeah, and with patience and love for um
100%.
our choices, for our body, because we're a team with it. They're serving us. Have we ever thanked our kidneys for working all this time? Or
We have the kidney
even
prayer.
if they're on a small capacity, I don't think I've had the crazy kidney filtration.
Gina put that kidney prayer and also GI tract.
Yeah, I found that's so
Bowel prayer.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just, how about we just have we thanked our heart for beating for all this time for us, then nonstop, or sometimes stop, doing its best.
Yeah.
It's about that healthy, or about try to develop a relationship with it. And
Every cell has a soul. Every organ has a soul.
absolutely, it has a consciousness. How does it know what to do, what tissue to form into, how to react to something? So such, infinite lessons. I can go on and on about the lessons from MFS, and it's it the cleaning is still happening, and the mucus, I'm spitting out a little bit every day. I know that cleaning is still happening, and there's a lot to
Oh yeah.
and there's a lot to clean, but I just yeah but I've already gotten a glimpse of how amazing it feels. How amazing it feels when you
It's
let creation
yeah.
be in the place where it manifests best. And I really, I'm still adjusting to this is really where it manifests best. But
Do not try and um, explain it
yeah,
or
you can
understand
explain
it.
it.
Just embrace it.
I'm just in awe of it. Yeah. And we just observe, and we let it take place. And that's actually amazing. I just, my yoga practice is there's night and day, and because it does a lot of the similar things. So I do Ashtanga yoga, and they talk about it's really about releasing obstructions. So that seed has been there, but that's what yoga asana does. It puts us in these different positions so that I work a little bit uncomfortable, but so that these blocks, energy blocks, physical blocks, they may dissolve in these new positions. And there's even a word for it, tapas. It's heat. They burn away the blocks. So it's no wonder that yoga is easier now, because these blocks are with such a help coming away. And actually, I wonder when if you're not doing both, actually maybe it could be harmful to do such extreme things with our body. When we're very blocked up. So
Well, it's painful.
yeah,
and prone to injury, right?
Yoga, that's yoga asana, yeah. But yoga as a whole, it's all of these practices.
Yeah.
Right.
When I started Master Fast, pretty much no injuries with the yoga. Before that, I used to injure my shoulder. I fall in the wrong way or something. I put too much weight, but not when. And I was doing raw food, but it's not gonna go deep like when you're fasting. Master Fast, releasing obstructions. There are no injuries.
The yoga, the physical positions are only one small part of yoga.
Yeah, the tiny.
People, but in the West, that's all people focus. They don't understand about the other, what is it, 8 levels of.
But it's a good starting point for us.
Yeah, of course.
Because we get a little bit. So it definitely helped me. We get a little bit more conscious of our body, connected again to it, and so that's how it starts. And really, the body can really be a way to connect to the spirit. And I really think if you don't clean out the temple, I'm not sure you can pray in it. And not that if you're not fasting enough, but I mean, it's for the spiritual journey. It helps. It's just like an intimate connection with the divine, with the spirit, with you're experiencing versus being told what is.
That's what it's all about.
What is spirituality? So, and that's why I love this group so much. we're, we're here. Yeah.
How was the energy level going through the level 7s for all that time? And did it go up, down, and whatever? What happened after you started eating with the energy?
I mean, definitely feel tired after food. Yeah. I feel
During the fast, when you were on level 7 for the 72 days, how was it then?
I mean, through the roof. Yeah.
All the way through?
I remember. Even at work, you were mentioning more
Yeah,
creative,
like
more
creativity. Where people are like, how are you coming up with these things? You know, it just flows. Everything, just ideas just flow. They just come to you, and especially the dry fast, you just feel go on forever. And when I met the two of you, I don't know if I wrote about in the group, but I was so lucky to meet Gino and Rana in person. And you guys charged me for like many days after. You know, it's really, food is not what feeds us. It's the fluff. And I mean,
yeah, it would be nice to to meet up sometimes and energize each other,
yeah, it's
That's
so,
what we do every week here.
you know, and it's so, that's why it's so powerful to be here, you know, even if you're just like listening after, or just not saying anything, you just listen in, you're growing the plot. Your energy is contributing, and it's more real than anything in this material world. You know.
Yeah.
It's more real, and that's what this experience has shown me. What else do I want to say? Oh, I want to talk about more about benefits. It's like everything is just so easy. You could spin so easy on one foot for many times, and it just feels like returning to childhood self.
You were having challenges with that, one of the foot swelling, the ankle. How did you overcome it?
No, I'm telling you. So I'm still. It's because of the eating, and so I've maximized it because of this my recent stint. So I'm still. I'm like So day 10 since eating, and it's still coming down. So I'm still dealing with it, the edema coming down. So that thing in my ankle, that was definitely edema.
Are you using the burn stick on your kidneys and kidney points?
Yeah.
And stuff?
And
Keep
being
working
very
on
good
it.
about that now. Yeah.
Patience.
So I decided I'm not gonna transition, and I'm gonna. So I kind of skipped the green juice thing. I don't think I caught that part. That in one of your videos you suggested to do like the last 2 weeks start introducing green juices. I didn't do that. I think I would like to. I think that's a good thing, and so I want to watch. I would like I mean, I see what I've done, and I would like my body to calm down on the full MFS, and for a little bit. I don't want to go long, but I see that it's really calmed down so much. It's already day 10, and it's almost down. The edema, and I know now I want to do green juices and go slower. I want to go slower.
Yeah, the green juices slow us way down. Like, pay attention on, when you're drinking the grape juice and stuff, and how you're feeling and how the body processes. And then when the green juice, for me, the green juice is a lot more difficult for the body to process. Even though it's juice, it's a lot more for me, because
it slows down.
It's not fruit. So as we talk about levels of obstruction, then you come to the understanding of it's all about obstructions. It's very, very basic and simple to see it when you start experiencing it.
Yeah.
What's your plan after this one?
After what, sorry?
After this fast?
To like very, very gradually transition into the levels, into level 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it'll be higher. I'm not sure, but yeah. I mean, with this, I realized that there's like not really going back to what's considered like normal or healthy by everyone around. in the sense that, like, you know, when you're cleaning out, and you won't be able to have these other things, or you can, and you can, you know, you can
Just
go
agree.
on and do that, but your body has experienced living on fluff, and how that's nourished it more than anything. So yeah,
Obstruction free.
anyway,
Yeah, next time, I mean, I would say for the food experience, let's say, you know, Christmas time, maybe you eat 2 or 3 days a week, right? That week. And, you know, you enjoy some food with your family. Maybe you make some cooked food, cooked vegetables or something that are cleaner, healthier. And, you know, try not to fall off and go for like 5, 6 days in a row of eating, because you will feel it. So whenever you feel, okay, I
yeah,
ate today maybe a little bit too much, maybe a little bit more obstructive than a salad or something,
and you can back up. Yeah,
fast again.
yeah, fast. Yeah,
Because when you
it's nice
take
to break it up.
when you take a few days break, then it's kind of the addictions, but also the symptoms, you know,
Yeah.
will be more intense. So
Yeah, I,
just, just get right back on, wash it
yeah,
off and get back on.
I think the week works really well, because, like, yeah, you ate a little bit, and then you got a chance to clean up a little bit, and then again, versus, like, I think, so sometimes I tried like long eating for a longer period, and then you get a lot to clean up and it's more difficult. So the week cycle, it works really wonderfully, and the dry fast um, to balance it all out. It's really beautiful protocol, and
Yeah,
you
food
so-
is
you feel the love through it.
yeah.
I mean, everything is better. It's like it's impossible to list all, you know, all the improvements. So like, after like lifetime of skin issues, I would go to like dermatologists. They put me on like birth control to control the skin, and all this, and I realized that is so just far away from what is actually going on, and all these issues are internal, and it comes back to the colon, and so many industries are dependent on clogged up colon, and when we start cleaning that out, so many things just come back to balance. Everything just
They can't continue with their industries with healthy people. Healthy
No.
people don't make money.
No, that's the thing. And then you don't need like I don't know, I don't need to like put anything on my skin. A lot of people have said this in their interviews, but like I don't do anything to my skin. Just dry brush it. You don't have to, like, why you have to wash it off with something and then put oil on it. Like, you think the skin can balance itself. It's a perfect balancing mechanism as long as you're cleaner inside. And I'm not sure about this, like different kind of skin types. The skin maintains perfect balance, I think, on its own. You don't have to do something weird.
That skin types doesn't make any
The,
sense
the,
to
the,
me.
the,
I mean, what's the skin?
the skin types is diet types.
Dry. You know?
The skin knows how to balance itself. Yeah, if we allow it, but you have to do the internal cleaning too, though. Because I remember, yeah, like if you just stop doing everything and continue with our ways,
The whole
yeah, you're gonna get the whatever.
our whole default system is moving towards balance. We never achieve balance. It's always moving towards balance because there's always things that we interact with that changes things. So it's always that motion towards balance. It's like that elegant dance with the stars. It never ends. It never ends. It's not a destination. It's continual. The universe functions in this manner. Things are interacting with the other things. The stronger is feeding the weaker gets stronger, and then they start feeding the weaker, and it's continuously interacting always, and it never stops, or it would cease to exist. It's always ongoing, and this is the beauty of the understanding of that. We don't need to know what we need for balance. The only thing we need to do is how do we put ourselves in a state where it can take advantage of this default system? It's the fasting state, the natural divine state. That's all. Just allow it to work. And we just assist it in moving out these really obstructive obstructions, especially the strong man-made things that are not recognized in nature, and the lineage of emotions that we carry. Those are the real heavy ones. The physical ones, yeah, we can deal with them. The emotional ones, that's really what we all have challenges with, and is why we're all here, and to support each other in these challenging times. Because the physical stuff is simple, really. Follow the protocol. When the emotions come up, it could be infinite things from thousands of years that we're carrying. And how do we deal with it? Well, we support each other and understand that if we hold on to them, we're not going to find any balance in that. So let's support us in releasing them, so we can send them back to where they came from, be recycled back to balance, and continue and continue and continue as they keep continually surface. It's never going to end. Never going to end, to my understanding. It's an ongoing thing we're dealing with since the beginning of time, whenever that is. I don't know. Because there is no time. It's an illusion. So it's all intertwined. And how do we bring any consciousness to that in this realm? We can't with words. We just can play with it, and and try to discuss it and so on and so forth. But we really can't bring it into words that will make us be able to figure it out. That's beyond this realm. Beyond this realm. But it's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. If you have anything else, and the floor is open. If anybody wants to share, we'll open the floor. Anybody can jump in and ask Tatsiana any questions, and if you have anything else that you want to mention that you may have forgotten, we're here.
I just want to say that your herbs are incredible, especially on a dry fast. I mean,
The MFS herbs.
They taste the best to me, better than anything else. Especially on a dry fast, they're just it's unbelievable. They're so
you can
powerful.
feel
And such elevated spirits, yeah. Such elevated souls. And I thank you guys every time I take the tea and tinctures. Thank you, Gino and Rana. And thank you to the thank you to the herbs for serving us. And like during the dry fast, you really feel them. You really feel them. And I also found all your tools so helpful. And I just think it's really important to get to know all of them as we get through, so we know how to deal with these things. I sure didn't at first. But with your guidance and watching all the interviews really helps build our faith, because it's really all about that faith and mind. I had posted about that. So and it's tough when we're dealing with all the questioning and people telling you to eat and you're crazy and all this stuff. It's really all a mind game. You have to be so focused on your intention and trust and soul. So yeah.
Awesome. Anybody have any questions?
It's all about the faith, isn't it? I feel this
really all about the faith.
It's all about the faith. The potential is there, but do we have the faith?
Yeah. You really, and it's, easier as we're clean. It's not an easy feat to clean out house. It's not an I would
It's
say
it's a
that
lifestyle.
not that it was going to be an easy journey,
The art of
journey. But it's a beautiful one. It's
Worth it.
the most beautiful journey, and it doesn't have to be the long fast. The week today is a journey. If you're fasting today, it's a journey, and the day you're eating too, you appreciate that too, and so is that. And I'm so grateful to you guys.
Do you agree that 9? Sorry.
I have no words, and I have not even 1% covered what is in my heart or wanted to say or anything, but I will,
Do you agree that 9 years is a good start?
seems like it. Seems like as long as we're feeling emotions and things and things going on, that's what I feel like this plaque is. I feel like it's emotion.
Yeah, it's a journey, definitely not an event.
Definitely, yeah. And, with time and patience, which is probably not the most attractive sounding things at first, but they're actually the most that enrich you within, and help you connect more to God, to source, to each other. That's what it's really all about. And it's just such a wonderful way for us to do that, to come back to like I think our authentic selves. That's probably another thing I wanted to say. As we're cleaning out, we're coming back to like what is our nature, really? What do we really like? Are we? And we realize we're love, and everything around us is love, and that is our nature. And these other ways are, I don't know, confusion, distraction. So master fast makes you go within, makes you shed the layers of all those things that are not you. And you're getting to this beautiful source of love, which is there. And that's what heals us, and that's what we are. So that is an invaluable experience and service that you have offered to all of us. So grateful to you.
Thank you. It's God. Thanks to God. Thanks to God for absolutely everything.
Yeah. Maybe I don't have like a super crazy story, but I think I can share what.
No, that's fantastic. It's an absolutely beautiful story. It's nice to get to know you more, sharing your story, how you grew up, and it's just how, confirms how beautiful you are. It really does. Yeah, you're a very sweet, gentle person, hardworking, disciplined, patient. Keep going. These are good values.
We keep going together, huh?
Yep. Stick around. Keep sharing, keep supporting each other, and let's see where we go. It's I don't know. I'm tired of what's been happening out there on this planet, so we got to do something different.
That is something different.
Yeah.
So many beautiful souls here. I wish to hear something. Are you guys good?
Yeah.
Janice, got your hand up? Go ahead. Unmute.
Gina, you
unmute. I'll unmute you. Ask unmute. Oh.
I got it. Okay. I just want to thank you for sharing your story. It's very interesting. I did have a question. How long have you been on Master Fast?
9 months now.
Oh, 9 months. And, wow, and you felt all that 9 months. Because I told Gina that I bought a Kalima board yesterday. It hasn't come yet, but because I heard Steve say that it was a game changer. Do you remember saying that, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel that that was the game changer for you?
Definitely changes the experience of washing. Yeah, much better. Washing is
Yeah.
key. Well, like we were saying, washing the blockages out. It's really all about that. You feel tired. You feel some kind of reaction going on. It's you just got to get the blockage out.
Yeah, because
And
I had a
it helps you do
plastic
it.
bucket. And the little plastic bucket, I mean, you gotta get up and down, and I'm exhausted.
I know. I have to carry my like setup. I have to carry this thing. Actually, I'm becoming strong. I mean, get a little bit of muscle from carrying from carrying it. But you know, it's one of the comments someone wrote. It's really about how relaxed you can be in the washing. So the enema, so you have to do it like 3 times. I don't know how big of the bag you had, but like you have to do 3 times, stop and going, stop and going. There's a bit
It's
of
not
like
a flow.
it's not a flow, and you're not really relaxing into it, and it's like.
Yeah, it's just
Get
like
the
it's
lymphatic-
exhausting.
And
And trying to get that much water, that's the thing too, because of the clean, I think it's like 5-gallon bucket thing. So I got to figure out how to do a 5. I guess I'm gonna have to. I don't know, what do people do to get good 5 gallons of water every day?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
can't
power-
distill 5 gallons of
Oh,
water.
yeah,
shower filter.
I'll get a filter for your shower.
yeah, it's a simple.
Oh,
They're like $30 on Amazon.
Yeah,
oh,
and also
Okay.
we
Oh
have
my
all
god, that changes everything. Yeah.
yeah, people focus too much on this, that, and the other thing. Use the best water you can get and what's available, and then just work with that, with your intent, your emotion. All the suggestions we made, you can add many things to the water: charcoal,
Yeah.
whey, baking soda, herbs, juice. You know, your intent and emotion. You can change the state of the water with your intent and emotion. When you're in the fasting state, especially, your body is not in a state to take on things. It's in elimination mode. And washing is, I don't think I've met anybody that understood how important it is to do enemas during fasting. I don't think I have met anybody in 31 years. Only Arnold Ehret. It's in his book. I have not met anybody who understood how important enemas are. And I just kept pushing that and pushing and pushing to see what the body can handle as far as how much washing. And I haven't found any limits. You know, you can do 5, 10 gallons, 20 gallons. And in colonic, you can go 30, 40, 50 gallons. I've done up to 50 gallons in a colonic. And then the body starts getting tired. Well, a colonic's different than a kalima. You can do more in a colonic because it's a closed system. But yeah, there's limits, but it's everything that everybody negative says about enemas. They have no clue about enemas.
yeah, right. You're right.
How about you're going to be diluting your electrolytes and this, that, the other? I threw all that garbage back into the recycle bin because I proved it all wrong on myself and everybody else who we've been, supporting for the last 5 years with enemas. The more enemas you do, the more washing you do, the better your experience is going to be and the better the outcome. Simple. But
Well, that was my problem.
Overboard, but just we need to wash enough. We put 6 liters as minimum because a lot of people are using enema bags, and to do more than 10 liters of enema bags, it's very tiring and time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be happening.
Yeah, right. You're right. Well, I realized that with my ankles and my feet, that I'm not washing good enough. And I just don't have the energy to enema that much. I am so fatigued. I can't tell you. I can barely walk. Although today I went to the grocery store and I was really proud of myself. I zoomed around the grocery store, and then when I got all the way to the end by the freezer section, I was like, uh-oh, I just ran out of energy. Oh my, how am I going to get back to the cash registers? And I got what I had to get out of the freezer section, and I just leaned on the grocery cart and I just waddled slowly across the store. And I had sat on a bench after I got through the checkout, and I called my daughter and I said, can you meet me in the parking lot and come and help me get the groceries? Because I cannot do it.
Yeah.
And she did. And that's how I did it.
You have to be prepared when you're starting to cleanse the body that you're going to go through stages like that. A lot of people have gone through these, and you may go through these times where you're absolutely completely wiped out. You want to pass out, whatever. So you have to have understanding. You have to be prudent that you're not going to pass out and smash your head. You know what I mean? If you feel any lightheadedness, dizziness, put your finger right here, right away. Sit down, crouch down, whatever, and just take it easy till the horizon is back on track and you feel okay. And sometimes this, it's like your energy completely sucked out. If you go and do an enema, bang, your energy comes right back. It's that because there's something trying to move out, a deep rooted obstruction that is trying to move out. That's what all these come from. It has nothing to do with lack bullshit.
Because maybe
something is trying to move out. We've seen it time and time again. Everybody proved it to themselves. They don't have to prove it to me. I know
Just
it.
feel
I know
it.
what it is. Yeah.
You're like, okay, gone. Your energy times is like times a million. You're like a whole new level of existence. And
It's
you're
like,
like,
whoa,
whoa.
where
Like
did this come from? From the bluff. Where's it going to come from? It ain't going to come from physicality.
then you clear out the block, and the plaf or whatever you want to call it will flow easier through you.
Exactly. It's that simple.
And you will have more energy.
There's something that's blocking the flow of the what? The lymph system.
and maybe also remember you can slow down. You can slow things down, right? So maybe go to green juices. I don't know what you're doing again now.
Me
Yeah.
or her?
No, you.
Well, I was starting to eat 4 days, and then that's when the ankles started. I really couldn't eat that much though, because I just get so full with everything else.
What are you eating?
I was eating grapefruits. I did have I had roasted some tomatoes one night, and I blended them in the Vitamix, and I ate that. And then one day I baked butternut squash. I blended it in the Vitamix again, and I ate like a half a little teacup of that. See, I'm not eating that much because I just can't. Huh?
Salt?
No, I didn't put anything in any of them.
Yeah. Just don't worry too much about the ankle. Just keep using the tools and keep following the protocol. And,
Well, the Kalima board, I think, is going to help.
oh yeah, of course.
Oh, big time.
Washing's
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
good.
I needed
Do
that.
enemas every day. If it's too much for you in one session, split up to 2 times a day, morning and evening if you have to.
Well, that's what I was doing. And actually, yeah, I was waking up early and doing one if I could squeeze the 12 hours early enough, because you have to do your 12-hour dry fast.
right. Ranka, you got your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to Janice that I do enemas, 8 to 12 liters every single day since 2008. Like, I feel amazing.
Oh,
I have lots
really?
to improve, but there's nothing compares to a clean colon. I go all the way to the bottom of the ascending colon. I can feel it. I see it bulging out as I lay down on my back on the floor. It's amazing.
Well,
I
I
just use
do them every
a water
day.
filter, any water filter, but every day. It's like brushing your
Every day.
teeth.
Yeah.
My husband says, like, how does it feel? I was like, it feels like brushing your teeth. And you just like, wow.
Exactly. Like if all I had was tap water, I didn't have anything else, I'd still use it. Yeah, you can never use this. Just people are drinking it, showering in it, water, and doing everything with it, washing their clothes.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, I do them every day. I'm just saying it's exhausting getting up and down off the floor
Yeah.
because I'm so blocked. I can't keep it up there. for
The
very
last
long.
time I did 6-liter enemas, it would take me 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll,
which is annoying, you know. But
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Colima was much nicer. Colonic, of course, is the best.
yeah. Once you de-obstruct to a certain level, everything gets easier and easier and easier, and it'll be much easier on you after that. They
Well,
got
you
lots,
saw
you got
my
lots going
eyes.
on from your history.
You're right. You saw my eyes. I mean, they're a mess. And
Not only yours, we're all of us.
We all have a lot.
yeah. Well, Tatiana, you seem sort of young or like you got results really quick. I mean, I don't really want to ask your age, but are you on the younger side of 50? Or are you older?
I'm 29.
Oh, okay. That's why you got such quick. Oh, yeah. And you weren't, yeah.
Age doesn't
I
have
just-
anything to do with it. I'm 61.
There you
Well,
go.
And look at Steve. Like, this is,
how long did it take you, Steve,
To do what?
to feel, really good?
Well, if you look at Steve's, he's been on all, you can watch all the things he's gone through, the challenges and so on and so forth. We're all going to go through that. But,
How long have you been master fasting, Steve?
22 months.
Oh, yeah, that's
And there were breaks
that's
in the
good.
middle, and there were ups and downs, which is
Oh,
he just
okay.
finished 108
it's a
days.
process. It's a process.
Oh, I know. I'm just,
If like Steve shared his history with us.
I don't
and
know
it's
if I
one of the
saw
most
that one.
extreme histories of how you can punish your body for years and still survive. Honestly, and I've done a lot too, but nowhere near Steve.
Oh, is that on the Zoom?
Yeah, well, yeah, he's been sharing. Because he's here every week. He's
Oh, you just
7
mean
years
every
old, you said
week.
you were started
I
drinking?
did a Zoom. You can look up the Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious.
You started at 7 or 9 years old drinking?
9.
Like how many
Wow.
people were become alcoholics from that age?
Not even my husband started that. Yeah.
So come on, if Steve can do it, anybody can do it. If you can do it, anybody can do it.
And
It
Steve-
doesn't matter who it is.
Steve just finished a 108-day master fast. So
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
went through a very, very deep transformations, and feels better than ever, and he looks better than ever.
He's glowing.
Yeah, I should have not broke though on Wednesday. I should have waited till the weekend. That's all right.
Till the what?
Well, I want to have my eating days on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I,
You look
so
like a rugged
I
hippie.
broke Wednesday and I ate a little bit on Thursday, and then yesterday I had 6 dates just to. So I need, and then Monday I'll go back. I'll get onto the cycle I want to get onto.
He just broke it. So
What cycle will you be doing?
I'm gonna try 6.
Mhm.
Level 6,
6, yeah. It's easier than
5 to 6, no less. Probably a lot of 7s in there.
It's really an art form, the coming back to
We got to find it
introducing
within
some kind of
ourselves. Like the food thing. Yeah, we can enjoy it here and there. No big deal. But
No, it's not even, forget it. It's overrated.
oh yeah, big time.
yeah, it's like after
And I had grapes.
trying to deal with it.
I broke with some beautiful grapes, and it was like, yeah, whatever. It's like, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Then my friend got me some of those little yellow mangoes, which I love. Same thing. It was like,
No big deal.
oh, nothing's like,
I know.
wasn't even a lot of flavor in it, to be honest with you. More flavor out of the greens I got in the backyard.
I feel like we need to confirm over and over and over. It might take a year, 2 years, 3 years to fast and eat and fast and eat.
5 years,
fast and
10
eat and
years.
fast and eat, to
That's what it
confirm that,
takes.
what? But even that, I mean, is it worth it really not to eat for good? I don't know for me if it's worth it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Really, I
I
don't
can
know.
see it though. I can still see it. I can see
I
it
still-
happening for me.
Yeah, in terms of seeing it, yes, but like it's definitely doable. It's not a question, but I
if
still
it comes, it
love
comes.
to create
Yeah, I don't care. I don't,
because there's a whole
no outcome. I'm staying out of the outcome. I'm very good at staying out of the outcome.
because there's a whole experience with food, making it and eating it with family and friends,
Social aspect of it.
playing
Connected
with the
with it.
food, being creative, instead of like drawing, maybe create a recipe or something. I don't know, playing, I think
Everything is okay.
it's
It's,
an
it's up to the
experience.
individual person what they want to do.
But at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know.
Like,
But you will
is
know.
stop eating physical foods going to make you a saint? Absolutely not.
You
No
will
way.
know so clearly what's our true nature, when you start doing things like level 5, 6, you will know that, like, you will have pretty much no doubt, but you might still want to experience it just for the sake of the experience. And that's totally great. I don't know, there's nothing wrong with it. The only negative thing about it, in my opinion, is the time I lose the day of eating. But then I'm like, I say to myself, Rana, you can't be too greedy. You used to eat 7 days a week, and now you eat only 1 day a week, and that's like a freaking 6 days to do whatever you want. So sometimes I want more and more, but no, whatever, thank God. But the truth, we know it, and that's what matters. And if you want to still create things with your hands and tastes and play around, that's totally fine too.
So Gino, do you think that the best thing is eat 3 days on and 4 days fast?
Janice, it's
Whatever works for you.
yeah, whatever works for you, but it's going to be a process of finding your ways. You start off on that and see how it goes. If you feel it's too much, you get back down to level 2 and eat, only fast only 2 days a week or 3 days a week. If you feel it's not enough, you still feel obstructive and you're having challenges more with the food, then take off an extra day of food eating and just work with it. Going back and forth, feel your way. It's an art. It's not something that I can say this is what is going to work for you.
Okay.
I'd be lying. I don't
It's
know.
all going to change when you get the clean board anyway. So
Right, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Because I get
I
a
don't know
colonic.
about how anybody treats theirs, but to me, it's a spiritual experience.
yeah,
So once I got the board, there was no interrupting
the washing.
that beginning to the end. Yeah, the washing.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
At the end, you got a break, so you're coming out of that state of mind.
Do you still get colonics?
Yeah,
Oh, you do. How often do you get
not as
them?
often as I was. About 4 or 5 weeks.
Because I'm getting them every week because I just can't do a good job with the thing that I have. And like I had one Thursday and it was really great release.
Awesome.
So, maybe I just won't need to get them as often, like you said,
No, you
because
won't.
they're kind of costly.
Yeah, of course.
they
That's,
do
that's the
help
whole
you.
reason.
It's not cheap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's a whole other level too. So.
Mm-hmm.
But not all that much. It's a way different from between the edema and the colonic, but there's not a whole lot of difference between the colonic and the clean.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, thank you, Tatiana. I really appreciate you sharing. You were great. And I've taken inspiration from you being so young and having such intuitive knowledge. I was trying to, I guess, not be aware when I was your age. I mean, I
You did a good job of that too.
I drank like a fish.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to
I loved being drunk. Well, I had such fun, but then the fun stopped because my body got sick.
Yeah.
And, you know, people started dying around me, all my friends. Most of them are gone. I got another funeral to go to the end of this month.
Yeah.
It's just like there's no one around now.
Yeah,
Sad.
it is what it is.
The wake
So
up
good
call.
for you. Yeah. So that's,
Consequences.
It's
Yeah.
not all perfect, and yeah, like so there was a lot of emotional challenges, and that's what we're all
well, you're very smart. Maybe not smart, but you're just very aware. I don't know, conscious being. And we need more of you on the planet. And thank you.
Yeah, good,
Awesome.
thank you
parents,
being
that's
here,
for
Jenna.
sure. You've got good parents. That's for sure.
I was in the yoga class today, and I was in the child pose, and she's pushing on my back, and she was just amazed at the fluidity of the structure of the back. And she says, "Do you even have pain anymore in your body?" And I said, "No, I don't at all."
You're such an inspiration.
No.
There you go. Everybody that's gone,
At 61 years old, almost 62 years old.
pain is not natural. It's not normal.
We're not designed to.
If we have pain, these are signals we're doing something wrong. There's obstructions on emotional, mental, and physical level that we need to release. Simple. We can't forget about anything else. That's how simple it is. So we work with that only. How do we remove these obstructions? And I haven't found anything that comes close to what we're doing here, master fasting. It works.
It's nice. I mean, when you said you're 61 and basically pain-free.
How many people can say
I
that?
was thinking, it would be nice
And drug-free.
to hear the
But it's
61
considered
year old
normal.
say that, My
And,
dad.
but people think that's just the way it is, but it's not. It doesn't have to be that way.
Pain is a choice.
Sure is.
You know,
It's a tough one.
it is, but it's a choice. Even if it's ignorance or ignorance, it's a choice. And what's the saying? Pain is inevitable, but suffering is not. So even though, when we're fasting, pain is the gateway to release the pain.
Pain is the touchstone of all spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're here to experience, and we can choose whatever we want. We have the knowledge now to, be done with pain. We have it. We don't have all the knowledge, but we have that knowledge, and it's simple.
We're gonna see on Manifesto, we see it leave the body, so we have to be ready to deal with that.
There's
We're gonna
be
so in Ashtanga, the Patabi Joyce, the founder, he would say the pain is weakness leaving the body. Yeah, it's a little bit like obstructions coming out. Yeah, it's not the easy. It's not the easy path, and not one that is like people know this. But like I said again, it's a beautiful path, and I'm so glad that we can share our experiences together.
When I was around your age, I hate saying that, it makes me sound pretty old. When I was your back in the day, but no, when I was in my 20s, that sounds better. I don't know how many years I was going to the chiropractor.
Yeah.
I could barely, especially I did a lot of work down on my hand, stooping down, and I could get down, but boy, I could not get up.
For anybody who's suffering out there, There's a way out.
So I had 30 years and I'm pain-free. That's crazy.
Who would ever thought, eh, Steve?
Oh,
And your mind and intentions, and your heart has to be so strong to do that, to go through
You just got to commit and trust.
it.
It won't- it won't- it won't be-
It's no easy feat to clean these things out.
Yeah,
And
it's not going
for anyone.
we're not going to do it through willpower. Not going to happen.
you can't do anything through willpower. That's a battle.
As soon as you try will, that's
Don't fight here. You can't fight it.
there's going to be a wall.
The mind.
You allow.
No, it has to be God's willpower. And you have to do the work. It's not like you don't have to do the work. But
You got to commit
you have to surrender.
and trust.
And allow. Commit and allow.
The trust is allowed.
Commit and get the hell out of the way, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, be disciplined and just follow through.
And then
Consistency.
it starts getting a little bit easier and easier, and then you're gonna have a challenge here and there. You know, we're living
We all
in
do.
this world. We're gonna have a challenge, and you just continue.
But you'll see
and
the lights
continue,
getting bigger and
continue.
bigger.
and continue and continue, no matter what. Just continue, no matter what challenges come, no matter who tells you anything. Just continue, continue, and continue. That's what I've been doing, you know, and it was a big challenge. When I started off, because there was no support, no nothing, no internet.
You know, I
It's all
think,
trial and error.
you know, I don't know, but for me, and I think for many people, I think the gentle way is the better way. I feel, you know?
For most people, that's what we found. Yeah, that's the only way it's going to happen for most people.
Yeah. I don't know anyone.
Well, I tried pushing last year. That didn't do anything. Except make me miserable.
What is it?
Last year in a couple of log fasts, I tried pushing through. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got to happen when it's going to
When
happen.
we're ready.
And this was just such ease to go. Just easy,
Yeah, well, you had some
effortless,
you had
very
some
effortless.
major challenge with the kidneys trying to move things out, right?
Yes.
That's the kidneys, man. You're down when they hurt,
Oh, yeah.
right? There's nothing you can do.
So,
It's I've been there. It's these little vital organs, man. Oh man, so important.
They were abused for
the only thing that I had the last, I don't know, at least 3 weeks, was it was very difficult to go dry beyond what I normally do in a day.
Yeah, well,
It was very difficult to go 24 hours.
yeah, well,
But I do a lot day. My daily is probably too long, but we usually run 16 hours.
yeah, we wouldn't recommend that for anyone. 12 hours. It's because you're pushing.
Well, I stop drink. I stop at 6 o'clock and I don't get home till 10 in the morning. So,
Yeah,
and I don't bring anything with me.
freedom.
Yeah, it works for me. That's the root of my fellow, and that's what works.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you want to have enough experience before you experiment.
Yeah, because last year I was bringing everything. I was more 12 hours last year daily,
yeah, you worked your way up.
and it just morphed into where it is now.
Yeah, we usually like to say, you know, do 2 years of massive fast, and then go ahead, experiment all you want. You know.
Brittany, you got your hand up? You still there? Brittany, hello? You hiding or?
She had it up for a while.
Yeah, I miss it sometimes.
Here, it's back.
Hello? Did we wake you up?
No.
Hi.
Nice to see you. What's happening?
Oh man, Tatiana, your expression was beautiful. All of you are beautiful. I talked to Steve today. Steve kind of knows what's going on. I'm in a bad state. Jumping in different directions at times, eating, but then like actually trying to do the right things for like long periods of time, and just like still like relaxing but not being able to release the water out of my colon, so it kind of sits there. And then I would stop for a while. I think maybe honestly, I think the only way sometimes I would get it out in the past is to keep washing, but I have to do maybe different kinds. But I need to just kind of get on a long MFS. But my actual like obstructions are bad because a lot of them are like fluid obstructions, but they're like in my chest and like my stomach, really bad. So
Brittany, we've heard this, I don't know how
Yeah.
many times, but are you eating still?
I was a little bit, not a lot though. It's
Yeah,
just
well,
like,
enemas are always going to be more difficult when you're eating.
yeah, and it's like I guess it makes sense for stuff to get trapped, and it's like I know that like I can't put my entire emphasis on the parasites. They're just like a mirror of me. But like they're pretty, it's not really even just the parasites though. I've really damaged my body a lot. I think by yo-yoing, trying different things, starting something, doing a enema, having stuff stuck, sitting there,
So
going,
what's your
remaining in that
solution?
state.
What's your solution?
It's like I would want to start the master fast right now. Like when I start with the juice, my stomach and my pancreas just are just like blown out like really bad, my liver too. And I think I need to wash more. But I was talking to Steve today, and I think there were a lot of times where like I wasn't working on like getting the flow moving down and really being in a calm environmental space. And I was just washing my colon like a lot, but not doing the other aspects of stuff like moving the obstructions out of my middle and stuff like that. So between eating wrong,
It's not eating wrong. It's a choice of level that you want to live. You want to live in pain, continue doing what you're doing. If you
yeah,
want to be
it's
pain free, like Steve is at 61, you're going to have to make some changes. And until you decide, you know, as we keep saying, MFS is here when you are ready. We're not going to sit here and listen to you repeat, play over the recording over and over, Brittany. We're tired, honestly, of listening to that. We're here to support each other in a master fasting lifestyle. When we're here when you're ready. If you're going to come here to just tell us about the same thing over and over, honestly, we don't want to hear it. It's
I think
tiring.
it's more like
Very
how do I
tiring and draining for all of us. And
I think it's more like how do I start from here?
So
It's more like how, like the
You got to
the how of like,
You
yeah,
have to make the decision, Brittany.
yeah, and like
All
I
you have
think
to do
I
is
get
make the
into my
decision.
mind about the like mucus and the morgellons and like other things that people are
You don't have
doing.
to worry about that.
matter.
All you have to do is make the decision.
None of that stuff matters. This doesn't exist in this MFS realm.
just focus on the
Does
solution.
not exist. Why are you bringing something here that doesn't exist? We're not gonna manifest that stuff in the MFS realm. It doesn't exist. It's an illusion, man-made, created illusion through the Luciferic intellect. Let it go.
And the other thing I wondered too is I know that there are people, I think because I still have not like my bowels are not, they've like not moved, and I've gotten like fluid like there, but I thought like down when I am like when I'm MFSing, I know some people had done turpentine, but like some people did it internally. I don't think that's necessarily, would you say that that's even safe for a really compromised state? Or it's always just better to do it externally?
I've said it many times. We recommend it externally only.
Okay. And I think that like I didn't know, and I got into trouble with
What do
that
people
too.
do turpentine for?
Internally.
To kill.
Focus on the
We're not
solution.
in that realm.
You
Yeah.
see, you have challenges, you know, and then you have solutions, you know. So if you want to work on the solutions, just stay focused on that. Don't think about the challenges. It's enough.
Don't think about anything.
Our challenges.
That's the problem.
Killing never solves anything.
Yeah, the parasites, who cares? You know, we don't care at all about them in the master fast.
Change the terrain.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Can I say an example about this?
Yeah.
Way of thinking about it. I mean, obviously, mine is on smaller scale. I had the like candida or whatever. I feel like that's just like a fungus that got popular, like with the name. Anyway, but if you think about like, say you like leave food around in your place, and so what's gonna happen? Like mice are gonna come, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna show up and they're gonna start eating it. So you can kill the mice, and yeah, they'll be gone. But then you still have like whatever mess you're leaving, you're gonna have it there, and it's gonna keep
Yeah.
it's gonna keep piling up. So the mice are actually serving you because they're coming to clean it out.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way to really like fix the situation is to stop having the pile up.
Yeah. Like stopping the eating. I think my concern has been actually not really just the parasites, because I know they're large, but it's more just actually being able to release and actually releasing matter, like anything out of my body in general, because I know that that's like how it all flows, is like just to actually remove.
You're not
Remove.
physically blocked up, you're energetically blocked up.
Yeah, and the master fast is all about releasing obstructions. So what's the issue? There's no issue. Focus on the master fast, release the obstructions, and that's all you have to do.
What was the longest you've done master fasting when you
I think it was like the 5 days, like in January.
So what level have you chosen?
So we're almost a
Wait.
year.
What
I would
level-
say that if I'm going into it, I want to do a level so I get used to like breaking and starting and breaking.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like with the plasma pudding and like with kind of the like the blockage that's in my like the bowel obstruction, like I don't know how much I actually want to be eating if I'm actually trying to clear and actually trying to get better.
Brittany, we do not recommend long master fast.
Okay.
What level do you want?
I think I would probably do level 5 and then probably go down if it's too much.
No way, you're not ready for level 5.
Level 5 is deep. It's very deep for newbies.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like level 7, but you're just having a little break. Yeah, you might end up binge eating with
It's more like feeling like so clogged that I'm like reacting to everything. Like if it's fruit, if it's even herbal teas right now, I just feel toxic every time I take something in. Every time I drink something, I feel tired. And yeah.
I would lower the level. I think level 5 is too much.
So like 3 maybe?
2, 3.
Okay.
I would do 2, 3. Yeah? Sorry?
I would do 3.
3.
You want the washing on either side of the dry day. Wet day, you want wet, dry, wet. Anything below that, in my opinion, for me, wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, level 3. Can you do that?
Yeah.
6 months is the minimum to start seeing results. So if you start and you start complaining, I'm not seeing results, you have to be patient. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be consistent.
Consistent for sure. Yeah.
But in your case, you have to make the decision first.
You gotta decide, trust, and only focus on the solutions.
And
See
then get out of the way. Make the decision and get out of the way.
Yeah, you don't think about the challenges and blockages and this and that. Just follow the protocol. And unless you're really in extreme pain, then say something about it. I know
That's like where it's been like most days, and I wasn't reaching out to people very much, but it was like breathing problems, pain, stomach pain, back pain, like everything, like kind of pain where I just been like thought I was dying like many times. And like honestly breathing in like in my chest, like really bad chest pain as well. Um just having obstructions of all kinds, like liquid obstructions too. Just kind of staying.
Emotional.
I think it's that too.
No, it's all that.
It started there. That's where it started. It
The
started.
the physical is just a manifestation of the emotional.
Yeah, it started with like the stress. It started with sadness. It started with feeling. It started with the emotions. And I'm like finding
That's where the healing needs to start. Not the physical.
What are you gonna do about it, Prissy?
what solution do you see?
whatever is possible, honestly, at this point to move things out. And like even if I need to, and I've said this before, but it's just a matter of like, even though like if I get up and we go to the store, I'm like
Okay,
having trouble standing, but it's like I need to decide like even if I need to live on my own for a while, it's going to be harder for me to like make ends meet doing that. And it's in a tougher like environment, like energetically as far as the space, but as far as like the focus would probably be better for me. Because if there's a lot going on around me right now, I kind of just feel like I don't want stimulation.
Use the
I want to.
distractions to your advantage.
That's actually
You're allowing the distractions to interfere. Use them to your advantage. Flip it. You got to flip your thinking a little bit.
yeah.
Instead of trying to shut the distractions off, engage the distractions, and they will distract your mind. Because that's where your problem is.
And like the last question I had, I think based on all the things I was doing and not releasing, like for the actual like pathogens, can they can adapt? I don't want to focus on that because then it's like, well, then what solutions do you have, you know? But
Change
I
the
think
terrain.
they did adapt to a lot of things that I was
Change
doing.
the terrain.
we don't focus on parasites.
It's easy though. If you want to continue to focus on it, you know
Yeah.
the solution. We've already discussed that. You have
Just
to
keep
change the
cleaning
terrain.
the terrain. Just keep cleaning the terrain
You're giving
until it finally breaks free.
by pointing fingers at them, you're giving them power.
Absolutely.
Don't do that, right? You don't lose your power. You have a lot of power, you know? It's like the power is between the connection between you and God, right? And you're giving that away and you're making the connection with the parasites. Like the parasites control you. No, they don't. That you're losing your faith. You're losing your faith. You're transferring it from you and God to you and the parasites.
I think the only way that I have stayed alive is by going to my spirit or listening to music and playing music and doing things when they're the right things, like for my body to like assist it, but then being in my spirit and my artist feeling and connecting with that part of like what brings me to myself.
Okay.
And sometimes I just relax and I sit and I feel stuff stir, like it needs to release, it needs to come out. And it just won't. Like sometimes I actually feel like I'm going to have like a lot of like diarrhea or a massive release. And I just relax. I listen to a song. Sometimes I rev myself up a little bit if I'm feeling like the energy wants to just kind of like activate and not just sink. Just kind of listen to what it feels, but it doesn't like actually break or like exit. And I wondered if
You have
all the
faith.
harsh.
You're confused. You have faith and you lose it, and then you have faith and then you lose it, and then you have faith and then you lose it. It's a very confusing place. Nobody, trust me. One thing I don't want to be is confused.
No.
I don't like to be confused.
You just have to like pick a path and have certainty in it and just clear your mind of everything else. And I need
Well,
to
that's
let
not
go.
gonna happen. That's not how we work. That's
Let
not how we're wired.
the mind will never stop.
The mind will never stop. From the, I don't know about anybody else, but from the waking moment to the moment I go to sleep, the mind is just crazy. Unless I choose to do things to slow it down.
Mhm.
All we can do is try to make it work for us instead of us
Yes.
working.
When you do things that you love to do, all that monkey mind stuff goes away.
Absolutely. Actually, it shuts right off the second I step on the yoga mat. It shuts right off the second I step into the garden.
I think it's those things that I do love. I think it's just the pain is so bad and the pressure is so bad that I just want to feel better, and I have to do whatever it takes to feel better and not be living in hell like anymore.
We've been hearing
The other
this
question I had,
January.
Embrace
We've been hearing since January. What have you done that you're gonna, do whatever it takes?
I think I've been half there and
half measures avail us nothing.
having
Don't
like
avail us
inspiration.
half.
It's like I have inspiration towards other like aspects of healing and paths too, and like MFS, but then like I freeze and I don't move into it. I get scared. Of the like if someone tells me to try to take, yeah,
This
if
doesn't
I
resonate
think that,
with you, or you would have started already. It does not resonate, because if it resonated, you would have jumped in and you would have, been moving along.
And we wouldn't be having this conversation.
It's just you're playing the same record over and over and over. And I would, if I could, I would grit that record and smash it and bury it.
Hmm.
Because we don't want to hear it.
You're stuck in a cycle. You got to find a way to break that. The best way to do it is to just stop.
There's a simple program, simple routine, and in between you do what you love, and nothing should stop you. If you continuously focus on that mind, the Luciferic intellect, the ego, it's going to take over your life as it has.
Go ahead.
Look what's happening around the planet.
Yeah.
That's the Luciferic intellect taking over. And what are people doing? They're bending over.
I think it was sometimes also just not listening to my spirit. Like if there was herbs I wanted to brew, an enema I wanted to do, sometimes I would either like not do that at that time, or I would actually do it at the wrong time, or it was like I think the thing that I worried about is there was a time where I did an herbal enema and I got a die off in my colon really bad, but it wouldn't come out. Like I couldn't release it. And it just stayed in there and I didn't know what to do. And I just kind of was like massaging.
All right.
And I was
like, close your eyes and take some time out. Elaine is on Facebook. This has been a wonderful call. Thank you, Tatiana. And Marco says, hi, Tatiana. He's on Facebook too.
Much for being.
He's becoming an expert on Facebook.
He's not visiting you anymore, is he?
Easier to go on his.
He comes for the tea.
On his what's it called? The iPad thing.
Wants to stay incognito.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Brittany,
The innocence is just.
If the world had that innocence, we'd be in a much different place.
Oh yeah,
My God.
He cannot hurt a fly. Honestly, if somebody beats him up, he cannot fight back. I've not seen that in anybody. It's not a totally good thing, but because if somebody's, you need to defend yourself.
But Marco is very stubborn.
Yeah, well,
If you tell him something, he's not gonna do it. He would stare at you for a little bit, for a minute or two, and then he'll do it. Does not like to comply.
Beautiful soul.
He's got a program too.
Yeah.
But he is amazing. He's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, we're at 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh,
Brittany, everything is fine.
great job, Tatsiana.
Good job, Tatiana.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I feel for you, Brittany, just my advice. Well, we I feel there is a lack of discipline, which we all lack. Okay, some people more than others. Discipline. You've
It
done-
definitely.
Yeah, you just have to do things. Things have to be done. The protocol has to be done to see results.
Mhm.
And other things that you want to achieve in life have to be done. So just do them. We can't focus on making excuses and all the challenges that we face. Just do it. Do
Have-
it, and,
have
and,
you,
and God will help you deal with everything as you go. Don't worry about everything. Have faith. You see, that's the faith, that you trust that everything is okay all the time. Everything is okay all the time. And that faith will become stronger as you keep going on the right path. Be here that's commitment. Be here with us every Saturday, every Wednesday. Make the time for that. And commit to yourself, during the week. To just follow the protocol and do everything that you love.
Do you have any zinc cans?
I don't, but I have the materials, like the wire and like the coils.
You
Well,
can
the
make
zinc
it.
cans, you only need zinc plates, 2 zinc plates, 1 nano coated and 1 plain.
Oh, not the cup of life, right?
Well, that's for the couple. I'm talking about just zinc cans, but you can do the cup of life has zinc in it as well. I would recommend, taking at least an ounce or two, 2-3 times a day, and continue.
Learn how to
Feed the
make it.
emotion,
Learn how to make it and start doing that.
because it's clear, from what you've shared with us since January, that you're just not ready for what we're doing here. So you got to work on something that's going to help feed your emotion, because that's what you need. You need the emotion to be fed, to nourish that emotion, and the plasma zinc will feed that. And if you can, make a breathing device and breathe it in every day for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Everybody can benefit from that.
The breathing in is the most powerful.
How do you make it?
The what?
Like the device, like
Well,
Do you have a video?
many people have showed different samples. You can make a simple one with a bottle,
Search
plastic
on,
bottle.
Yeah.
oh, I remember that was like when the breathing out of the bottle.
Yeah. If you breathe
Okay.
through the nose, it's better. If you can make one through the nose.
Search on the Facebook.
There's the group, what's it called? Golden Age of GANs. They have lots of information about GANs in there. But I'm just saying one simple one, just a zinc for you, and just continue with that.
Yeah, on Masterfast as well. A few people have made it, so you can search.
Your emotion needs to be nourished. There's something structured.
It's that. It's like
It's not parasites.
No, I
It's
feel
not
it's.
this. It's not that.
In my opinion, it could be the medications that you have taken in the past.
No,
it's like that. It's like the foods, it's the medications, the yo-yoing different things, and then also like now like just all the ascites, like all the fluid that just kind of sits everywhere. Like it just kind of it's kind of stuck in my organs, but it's also the emotion, because it's like then when I rise into this and I'm foggy, I'm tired, sometimes I'm in pain, I have to lay down, but I start, and like I feel like, because I'm in a relationship and I want to do this with somebody, and this person like really cares about me and like loves me, but I have to make a decision, because it's like it doesn't always have time for this journey. And it's said to me like I don't have time to make that my whole life, but I want to, and I have to
What, the master
maybe
class? What make what?
just the journey to not just de-obstructing, but like of the spirit, of my spirit, the spirit, and doing these things, and like, and health and understanding, and the beauty of like purity, understanding the herbs, understanding like, and loving all of these things, but making it a priority rather than all the distractions and the social media and all these other things. And that's kind of like the conduit that I'm in, but like that's not where I want to be. And I get sucked into that, and I start like taking on all of that, and I don't want to. I didn't used to live that way, and I don't want to.
For me, before getting into a relationship, I would get myself on track with things.
Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be, even if it's provided me security, because it has. I need to take care of myself the way that I know deep down inside, like I need to be putting that first, not other things first, you know?
So do that. Do that. You'll have to decide on these
We,
things.
you know, yeah, if we can do it for you, we would do it, but you know, it's not possible.
Do that. Take care of yourself. You are more important than anything. And
We can only offer you support when you've decided and committed and trust in the journey. That's all we can do. If you notice, we're here every week, every single week, 5+ years. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
It takes commitment. And if you're not willing to commit, then you're not willing to commit. It's okay. No problem. You know, that's the life you choose. It's okay.
yeah,
We're not
Tatiana,
going to judge you for it.
there are some deeper issues.
We don't want nothing to
there.
do with that kind of lifestyle. We've already been down those roads.
Yeah. So there are some deeper stuff that you want to deal with.
Feed yourself with emotion. Feed the
You have
emotion
to
with the
deal with
zinc.
them, whatever
Zinc
they
cans.
are. Only you know what they are, and
Let us know when you have the zinc GANs and the breathing device.
yeah, you don't have to be. You're a human being. You don't need to be insecure in any way, shape, or form. I am sorry that you feel like that, and you feel like you need someone to give you that. But anyways, there are deeper stuff, and I'm sure it has to do a lot with your family, your mom and dad as well, right? You're not living at home. There are some issues to resolve. It's hard. You'll have to find out. I don't know how this can be resolved for you. But yeah, there are deeper issues.
Mhm.
And
Addiction.
yeah,
But
I think the insecurity which is driving you towards the addiction. There's something lacking, and you feel insecure, not strong enough to do what you want to do.
Deep emotions,
Maybe you feel
ancestral.
disconnected from your loved ones. It's okay.
I think, and once I start to feel better, that's where I like run right to. And I like joy just bursts into me. I start doing all these things, connecting again, going out to work, and like,
Yeah.
but it's the physical, like the discomfort and absolving that. I think it's actually the fear. There's a fear of,
Of course, that's
I have this fear of like something rupturing or dying, and I didn't used to, but
It is
I have
beyond
a fear.
something happening inside the gut. In my opinion, it is beyond something physical, war or something happening inside your gut. In my opinion, for you,
All
it
from
has
the
to do with your
fields.
parents. In my opinion, you don't live at home. You need someone to feel more secure. You don't. You honestly don't. You want your family, you know. And I don't know how you can strengthen that relationship again, but
GANs, let us know. Let's,
it's hard, families maybe are bring us a lot of emotional imbalances, so work on that one. We are here, and like we suggest level 3, so you can go ahead and start with that when you're ready, but work on there are emotions to resolve, and you want to feel loved, you want to feel secure, everybody deserves that. And if you don't,
It's that a
if we don't
lot.
feel that, yeah, if we don't feel that, I think this is something all of us need to work on.
It's like to find it inside yourself. But sometimes
Nobody can
just
give it to you. Nobody can give it to you.
always, you always have to create it inside. And that's where I was. That's what it was. Like, I was happy. I loved myself, but I loved everything and I did everything. I was still learning, a lot of the stuff I've learned through you guys. Like, I didn't know a lot of this stuff about when I first got sick. Before that, I was like doing a lot of spiritual work and very like fasting a lot and doing clean things and doing a lot of music. And then I started to actually learn about like, oh, I have a body and it works this way. And this is
Knowledge
how
is
it
not power in
feels.
some places, in some instances. Too
Or
much
what?
knowledge.
I think it,
We
yeah.
have a good saying in AA, you can never be too dumb to get sober, but you can certainly
Yeah,
be too
I think
smart.
honestly, my head got so spiritually filled up that I started to freak out about the world like all the time and not get grounded in my life. And then I forgot to take care of like how my own vehicle worked because I was so spiritually bypassing everything.
Now
And
you
that's
don't want to face yourself. It's all this.
mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to look at themselves until they're ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Self-examination is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life.
GANs, zinc GANs, breath, breathing, drinking, put in your enemas, put in a bath. Let us know.
All right.
So not like herbs, juice, and then things right now, just like the GANs, or put it like with them, like use it to make those things.
You can use herbs all you want. But you know what we say about herbs in Masterfast.
Don't worry too much about everything at the same time. Get the GANs, the zinc.
Wait,
GANs.
what was it again? That it was, oh, it was like that the herbs are always your friend.
The herbs give you the most benefit in a fasting state.
Yeah, not while eating.
Yeah, so work on the GANs right now. Get them ready.
So if you look
Add them
at
to your food, whatever. Drink them,
if
breathe
you
them.
if you look at the Master Fast protocols, the herbs are always done inside fasting windows. Even on the hybrid, there's fasting windows inside the day. Right? Yeah, the person's eating and you're only going to go so far, but it's still done in the fasting state inside that day. Because for some people, fasting is just not conceivable. So they can do it so many hours and move towards coming to that understanding of what fasting is. So everything's been downloaded from the ether, and I didn't come up with anything.
So
I
yeah,
think all of it was having the overgrowth and the unclean terrain and like even just not getting the bowels to flush out and just eating on top of it. It was the eating.
first of
Nonsense.
all, prepare the zinc GANs, okay, and start consuming them, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can start level 3 right now, okay, and prepare the GANs at the same time. And when you eat cleaner on the eating days. Do your best, fruits and vegetables.
If you cannot commit to level 3 for at least 6 months, there's no use talking anymore.
Yeah, there is no use of doing the master fast.
Yeah, there's no use.
Yeah, so get the GANs, do the level 3, and keep us posted on the board. Keep us posted about your transformations, and keep it, you don't need to go too deep into the, I don't know, you don't need to go too deep. Just brief, into the point. And yeah, we're here to support you and love you.
The Buteyko breathing, are you practicing that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, keep it up, and
All is well. It's all these thoughts that come through are an illusion.
Mhm.
Change them.
Love you.
You have the power to change them.
okay.
We all do. So let's just do a prayer,
Mhm.
and we thank everybody, and let's close our eyes. Take a few breaths. Continue focusing on the breath. We can see, we can feel, we can touch, we can smell, we can listen. All kinds of different things in this material realm. And it all comes from the emptiness of the atom, which has nothingness within it. And with that comes everything. Lots of distractions on this planet right now, trying to steal away our inalienable rights, which we are all born with, given with from divine creation. Nobody can take that away from us. And the agendas that are being pushed forth have nothing to do with peace, balance, correct conduct. So we are here now in a position, and that we have the power to change anything on this planet, to move in the direction of peace, balance, correct conduct. We got to continuously focus on the fields, which we all come from, and where everything else that's ever been created comes from. To move that direction of peace, balance, correct conduct, because that is the strong default built within every single soul that's alive. It's sometimes it may be challenging to believe that from what we're seeing that's been happening lately on this planet, but it is there. And it's our free will that takes us away from that. And the more we move away from it, the more obstructions, the more imbalances, they all go hand in hand. So let's elevate all the souls, specifically and especially of all the leaders around the world, to move in the direction of peace, balance, correct conduct. So that we can once again be in a beautiful, pristine place on this planet. If we all move in that direction, it won't take long for the planet to recover its and restore and regenerate itself when we move out of the way. We've seen what it does, what our bodies are capable of, and the planet is same creator, same basic principles of how all the universes operate. And it all comes through the fields. So through our intent and emotion, we're continuously focusing on plasma love always flowing. Stagnation, we dissipate it and we open it up and we let it flow. We can't allow any stagnation. Wherever there's stagnation, there will be pain, there will be suffering, there will be imbalances. So let's keep that plasma love always flowing. And the focus is always peace, balance, correct conduct at all costs. And all the corruption, all the fraud, everything will be revealed, as we've been seeing, specifically and especially the last year or two. So much has been being revealed, and more is to come, because it cannot be contained anymore, as we are in the age of Aquarius, the age of light and knowledge and love and Plaf. And we thank everybody. And thank you so much, Tatsiana, for sharing. Sharing is caring. Sharing is part of growth. Sharing is part of healing. And, you know, being in service to others. That's what sharing is. We're in service to others. Once we come to that understanding and we all participate, man, oh man, we'll be living in a beautiful planet. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. It's always wonderful to have everybody here. I enjoy myself every weekend. No matter what, we're here. And we continue. As long as we're here, we'll be here. And whatever happens, we'll continue these Zoom calls. And maybe increase them if things change. But let's keep going. Let's keep focusing. See you back on the page. Wednesday, Facebook Live, and next week again, Zoom. Thank you again, Tatsiana, for your time.
Thank you.
Beautiful, precious
Thank you,
soul.
guys. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Everybody else,
Thank you.
keep that plasma love always flowing. Ciao, ciao, everybody on Facebook.
Ciao, ciao.